Yeah, it was a separate thing.
Yeah. Excuse me.
Yeah, going live, checking, make sure everything's not fucking up.
I mean, we're beating the superheroes. A fuck up will occur at some point.
uh,
Charlie doesn't have a uncle named Benjamin, does she?
she...
Oh god.
No?
Just had to make sure.
Oh my god.
Hey, remember the rule of comics: everyone comes back from the dead, except for Uncle Ben. I think that's the only one who stays dead.
Yeah, I think so.
That and a stable relationship. Those don't those don't come back.
Oof. All right, listen. Gosh.
Hey,
Gosh dang
name
it.
me one. Name one for me healthy relationship in comics that has lasted long enough before a reboot erased it.
It's Martian Manhunter and himself.
That's a hard relationship, dude.
But
He's
they
the
make
last
it
of his
work.
kind.
I
I would argue that Martian Manhunter could go as that. Since
Gosh, I just remembered a really bad joke, but I'll tell it later.
I'm concerned, but I will let that go.
I thought it was funny, but I don't know. Other people might find it funny. So
That's fair.
Oh, Mitch will be joining. Brain's not letting him sleep.
Well,
Been there.
So that means that all three of us must rearrange our inventories to have a those rolls of pennies. So if you ever decide to punch them with a fistful of copper. And since he's not here, he will never know we said that.
Well, it's gonna be on the VOD later.
It's fine. He'll never know.
Should I have a drink or no?
Yes.
you may need it. For what I have planned, you may need it.
It's also Wednesday night.
It's also Wednesday night.
That sounds like the most alcoholic thing I've ever said. Do I need a drink? It's Wednesday. Yeah, go for it.
To be fair, if you wanted to sound like an alcoholic, it doesn't need to be Wednesday.
Also, Daisy, I don't have the sound alert set up for bits, so
I'm
at
it's
least not
just
from
that
this scene.
It's just tradition at this point.
It's just...
Yeah, I haven't done it in a couple weeks, so I was like,
Oh my god, how many did you send?
49.
Oh! You need to get it up to 69 someday.
Oh,
I only
I'm still
accept
mad.
69.
I'm still angry that someone ruined Meg's YouTube subscriber count. She was at 69. She was so happy. Yeah.
I don't think you understand Meg's YouTube growth. Meg in the past month has garnered more views on YouTube than you have in a year.
Yeah, no, she has, because she's doing very well with a very, very popular Hollow Knight streamer. And holy crap, it's just blown up for her.
It's been huge growth, and I'm trying to keep her positive. The imposter syndrome is already setting in a little bit because you know how Meg is.
Real.
I'm gonna be honest. I kind of want to take all my friends who have imposter syndrome, and it's funny because some of them, I see more than not, put them in a room and see if I can power a city with it.
Okay, well, you'll have to be in the room with us.
Nope, doesn't work that way.
Yes, it does.
Nope, maybe eventually
Isn't
you guys
the first rule your first friend is yourself?
Well, then we have a problem because I broke that rule.
I was gonna say, in that case, I have no friends.
Oh god, you would piss off that therapist from Falcon and the Winter Soldier then. Breaking rules and shit.
I would. I love her, but oh god, she would hate me.
Oh my god. I love her and I hate her.
She's a good therapist,
because she's realistic, but it also goes to show why not a lot of veterans go to therapy.
Oh god, yeah, right, seriously.
Yeah.
don't get me wrong. I like how we're seeing a flawed therapist, not one of those perfect
Everything's
by the book
fine.
ones.
Yeah.
I like how she's like, okay, this doesn't fucking work. You two, shut up.
I still love how that one scene with Bucky and Sam was completely improvised.
My favorite thing so far is that Marvel put up the 1 hour dance video of Stemo. They made it a loop for us. It's 1 hour of him just dancing.
Oh my god.
And I will be honest, I've watched it a few times.
I want to hate Zemo so bad. I really do.
I'm gonna be honest, I like how they're keeping him the way I remember him from the comics, where that's the problem, is you kind of see his point.
Yeah.
He's a dick.
He's a complete asshole, but he has a point.
I like the meme where Sam's like, shut up, white boy. But he's right.
Yeah. Okay, but seriously, John Walker could get curb stopped and I would smile.
He looks like the dude from Up.
He does.
I think next week's the last episode. No, this week.
No, next week is the last one. This week is the
5th. Yep.
is the pre-finale, basically.
The penultimate. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, for that.
Penultimate. This is like the climax coming up, basically. I
yeah.
think actually last week's was the climax.
So wait, does that make this week the refractory period?
Very rocky refractory period. It's got like some phantom climaxes in there. You don't know if you like it or not.
Daisy's like, what the fuck did we just walk into?
You gave me innuendos and I just rolled with it.
I mean, somebody had to say it.
Somebody has to take the heat.
No, if you do it right, everyone gets the right amount of heat.
Yeah.
In a climax, yes.
Yes.
If you do it wrong, then, well, you better feel bad.
Yeah.
I can see the bits spinning on your screen.
I know.
Daisy's handiwork must always be seen.
Also, hello anybody who's in chat right now. We are just waiting on Hannah to get back and for Mitch to show up.
He'll probably show up right as she gets back.
Yeah.
They tend to do that.
Yeah, they are
Is there
always in
anything
sync
special
like
I have to do to like get audio when I share my screen, or do I just share my screen?
When you hit share screen, there'll be a little button on the bottom, like the bottom left.
that says
It'll
share
say
audio.
Okay,
Yeah, just make sure it's checked.
Yeah.
very good. I've never done this on Zoom
Yeah.
before, so
Right.
As we've seen with me, every now and then I forget to hit the button when I hit the opening crawl.
Yeah. For
you
anyone
have it
who
clicked.
was
It should just stay clicked.
for anyone who is hoping for a Star Wars stream tonight, we apologize. Sela is very tired. Very, very tired. She's
School's demanding.
She's currently in a theater production for her high school, and from what I've heard, her director is a dick. So, and does not plan well. So, she got home like an hour ago and she's already asleep. So, with that, this week's game is postponed, and I think next week's will be as well, because that's when they're actually doing the show.
Yep.
So, we're going to be doing these superhero one-shots during that time, where Daisy, down right below me on the screen, is going to be DMing
It's
it.
me. Ah.
You know, I may be wrong, and if this was told, I feel like my memory just sucks. Did we ever ask her what they're producing?
I don't think we did, and I'm scared too.
No, I feel kind of shitty because I feel like this was something we should have just been like legit curious about and just never asked. I feel like an awful friend. It's like,
Yeah.
oops. When Hannah
I
gets
feel
back, we're
horrible
asking.
too.
The minute Hannah gets back, we're asking. She's gonna tell us.
Just a couple quick announcements. Star Wars merch is in the store. Go check it out.
God, my shirt. Ugh.
How's it feel?
Well, I don't have it yet.
Oh.
Teespring
yeah, I
has
forgot.
Teespring has washed their hands entirely of it. Apparently, if you're shipping to somewhere Teespring like doesn't have jurisdiction, quote unquote, when I go to track on their website now, it says arrived in destination country, end of tracking.
Oh, they won't track into Canada?
They do not track in Canada because they do not have any locations here.
I thought they used DHL International for tracking.
That's
That's
entirely
suspicious.
possible. But
That's weird.
they've just
Right.
washed their hands of my.
Well-
They basically told me like it'll get there, probably.
Let's hope so. Otherwise, I will buy a shirt and mail it to you personally. I've got international stamps. I can do this.
Thank you. I
Yeah.
hope it gets here because I'm fairly certain because they've washed their hands of it. They've put it in the hands of just like a Canadian shipping company now, basically.
Yeah.
That if something were to happen to it, they'd be like, "Well, that's not our fault." So,
Yeah.
just gonna put your money here in our wallet.
Alright. And I have one small but very important announcement to make. In light of recent events in the United States, if you are going out to protest, please be safe. Please be safe. Have a buddy system. Bring goggles if you can. If you're going to a lot of these bigger protests that unfortunately have been breaking out into riots, just please, for the love of gods, be safe.
If you have any tattoos, keep them covered
Yeah.
because they cop will use that as identifying
Remember
marks
your
later.
rights. Remember your rights for protest. You do have the right to
Something-
protest.
I have been seeing is if you have any issues, like if you have any existing head or neck injuries,
Mhm.
like if you're in a situation where if you got a concussion, it'd probably kill you, don't go at all because there are a
Yeah.
lot of cases of people who are being put to the ground for like the cop behind them to zip tie.
Yeah.
That cop is just running over them and stepping
Yeah.
on them.
A little
So
too
I've seen it said like if you have any existing like
Yeah.
head or neck things, there's a high chance you just get curb stomped. So maybe
Yeah,
maybe
just-
stay home.
Just be safe, you guys. As always, we have the Black Lives Matter card that is in our link tree. I can get that link tree pulled up real quick so I can share in our chat.
Knees.
I just gotta get Discord open because that's where we saved it. I want to open it on my browser, you whore.
Okay,
Yeah, well-
okay, so that was quite a trip to get the drink.
I swear you
Sorry,
came back
I got
with more
caught talking
chains
to
on.
Alice.
We just figured you went to the
Alice and I got into a whole conversation about getting matching tattoos. So
Before we forget, what is she
we're
doing?
thinking
for-
about
What is she doing for a performance? Like, what is the show?
Next to Normal,
Okay.
and she's playing the mother character Diana.
Oh, okay.
I think that's her name.
We realized
yeah.
earlier that we were like, we've been discussing her musical a few times during one out of her Misfits, and we were like, oh shit, we don't even know what she's performing. We're assholes.
Yeah, it's all right. But yeah, she's doing that. They finally blocked all of the whole show.
Nice.
So they blocked the whole show. Now it's just about actually running the show a billion times so that they get it good
I know.
enough for next week.
I do not miss that. My
That's the
4 year
thing.
musicals was enough to be like, nope, I'm done.
That's the thing. When I was there, that wasn't a problem. Like, yes, of course, we had like weeks where we'd be rushing and stuff like that, but it was never that bad. We
Oh,
were
yeah.
never blocking the show that late.
No,
You
like
know?
I want to say
So
the 2 to 3 weeks before the show, you're supposed to have it down packed.
yeah,
The week of, if you weren't ready, you're screwed.
it was like the week before was always a shit show,
Oh my god. Never again. will I
but
do
then
that
everything just magically clicks.
stuff. Fear fucking up will do that.
Yeah.
But yes, we're waiting on Mitch, and I think all the announcements were made, or is there something
Yeah.
else we had to do?
Yeah,
Okay.
I got the link tree posted in the chat for anyone who wants to access the Black Lives Matter card.
Excellent. And we wait for the Mitch to.
Why do I
free-
get the feeling Mitch passed out right as soon as he texted?
That would
We
be
won't be
hilarious.
mad.
Oh,
That would be funny.
whoop. I gotta take my no baby pill.
Go take that no baby pill.
Time to do the no baby ritual.
Time to do the no baby ritual.
grab the dagger of which will prevent fertility. I mean, what?
Well, I
Jesus
mean,
Christ,
well,
Latin chanting?
does an implant count as sort of a dagger? I mean, it's
Was there a sharp
finesse.
pain ever?
Yes, it was. Well, I couldn't feel it because they numbed it, but I'm pretty sure it would have been a sharp pain.
Then yes, I could say that it counts.
I mean, I got stabbed.
Yeah, then it counts.
Gosh, so all the females in the chat may cringe at this story. I'm not sorry. So when I was with Ashley when she had COVID and she was in hospital, something that happened to her is they were moving her from the gurney to her actual bed, and the paramedics threw her from the gurney to the actual bed so hard it dislodged her implant.
Oh my god. Did she have an arm one?
No, it was cervical.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, ooh,
For all those
ooh.
times that Paige has made me and Mitch cringe
Ooh.
over guy pain, I
Ah.
appreciate that for once.
Oh.
I'm not the
Threw
one
her
trying to-
from the gurney to the bed so hard it dislodged it.
Ugh.
Ah.
I don't have a cervix. I know that, and I can imagine how much that hurts.
Ah.
Oh,
Hey, Paige,
This,
are you
this
happy
is
with
this
the
is gonna get not safe for work for a moment, but girls understand getting hit in the cervix in any way is painful.
ow! Like
I
that
should've asked
stuff.
once.
That's a
hurt.
floodgate you don't want to touch.
Right? No pun intended. Are you happy you went with the
My
arm
pap
implant?
smears are so
Yeah.
uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Looking at your arm like, oh, I'm glad I chose you.
I freak out when they get the forceps out when I go for women's exams, okay?
No, don't like forceps. Keep those away.
Ugh.
Hate magic.
I've only had one done, and thankfully my doctor was really amazing.
Yeah.
she was very like understanding and all that kinds of stuff. She's
Yeah.
like, okay, so this is what we're gonna do next, and this is what this is, and this is what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna be there for a second, and then we'll get that,
Yeah.
whatever. So she
Yeah.
talked me through the whole thing, and it made it a lot easier.
Yeah, I get to go get a pap done next year.
But
That's gonna fucking suck. Paps are the worst.
That moment me, Mitch,
It
and
just-
Daisy are
it
high-fiving.
Worth it
just-
though.
Oh, yeah, seriously.
Pap
It
smears
just does
can
not. It does
hugely ahead of
not
time
feel
predict
right.
cancer.
It's not fun.
It does not feel right. It is a sensation that I don't think I can ever describe.
No, there's no way to describe a pap smear.
It's just awful.
Ugh.
For the record, audience, you can blame Mitch when he gets here for this conversation being a distractionary property for us. We're distracting you with this topic while we wait for Mitch.
We're
Give it
informing,
another
we're
5
informing you
minutes.
guys the horrors of being a woman,
And the thing is, this is only the intro of it.
being a person
So-
who wields a vagina.
This is entry level, by the way.
There was
This is
okay.
entry level.
Alice and I were talking about writing a script or something for a movie called Next Challenge, and it's 5 girls, it's 5 women, and they're all assassins, and they give each other challenges to make their assassination attempts much harder. So like one of them says, "Okay, what's the challenge?" And they're like, "You have to chase down your opponent in 6-inch heels." They're like, "Oh, come on!" It's like just stupid stuff. And then at one point they get into a giant battle, and one of them like just goes, "Oh no!" And all the other girls are like, "What's happening?" She's like, "It's that time." And they're like, "No!" Punching all the other guys, like, "Who has an anvil?" And they're like having this whole fight while the one girl's going, "Where's the anvil?"
There it is. I'm so thankful I'm not a woman.
So to show like badassery also with the realities of being a woman.
That'll do it.
One of the girls says, "Yeah, I have to get a pap smear tomorrow." All of them go, "Oh."
Ugh.
He's currently battling Chrome. So
no.
Oh man. Okay, we can switch the topic from pap smears if we want. Because honestly,
Yes.
that's a topic
Beer.
Hannah and I don't
So
like
good.
talking about. I need to get alcohol.
Beer is really good.
What kind of beer is it?
It is a Hofbrau Hefeweizen.
Ooh,
I have mead.
It's from Munich.
oh, nice.
Oh, yeah,
Dave
I
said-
love
Good.
Hofbräu. I haven't had Hofbräu in a while.
Mm-hmm.
I've been to the actual
Mhm.
brewery. Hofbräu. I've been to the actual Hofbräu house in Munich.
Yeah.
Does-
My family were going to go to the Hofbrau house when we visited Germany. But a lot of the beer gardens were filled because they were
Oh.
having a soccer game, like a huge soccer game at the time.
Hannah.
So we went down the street to the Augustiner.
Let me explain to you Germans and soccer.
It's a
Soccer
beautiful thing.
is their religion.
And it's a beautiful thing.
I live in
Yeah, we were like, okay.
okay, so I lived in Germany for 2 years. We lived in Sulzbach, which is in Untersulzbach, which is just like a half an hour outside of Kaiserslautern. Kaiserslautern is home to FCK, their football team there. They're called the Red Devils. I actually have their scarf hanging above my kitchen. When they have game days in Kaiserslautern, everybody comes in by train. Nobody drives. The entire police force is out there to make sure nobody riots from a win or a lose. And you just see droves of people dressed in red heading up to the stadium. It's a whole ass religion. They do a whole like fucking like kind of culty ceremony where they hold the scarves up and they sing before the team enters the field and all that. It's a cult.
Nice.
Soccer is a cult.
We're here for cult shit.
We're here for
Tell
the
me
cult
what
shit.
sounds like a cult but isn't actually a cult.
Soccer.
Homeowners associations.
Now,
Oh, those are just straight up cults. You don't even have to. They look like cults.
now my family wants to go to Germany during Oktoberfest
Oh,
just to
God.
say that we would have the experience.
I would
Because it
say,
sounds like so much fun.
I would say avoid Munich or Berlin, but those are the two top cities to go to during, especially Munich during Oktoberfest.
Munich is wonderful, and we went to Garmisch-Partenkirchen as well. Just
Yeah, Garmisch.
beautiful.
Garmisch-Partenkirchen is definitely one of the best states in best little like counties in Bavaria because the state is Bavaria in Germany. We went there for Christmas one year and it snowed and it was just so beautiful.
Mm. That's nice. It was what was it last year, 2020? We had a cold Christmas here in Florida, which was what 53 degrees outside. So that was cold for us. That's
Yeah.
cold for Florida.
Yeah.
So
And
we
it-
were like, it's cold on Christmas.
We barely had any snow in Kansas.
Now whether that's gonna happen this year or not, no idea.
Probably not.
Probably not.
This poor kid trying to get his fucking computer to work.
Okay, so you guys were talking about Germany, so I looked this up. Did you know that there's sex prescriptions in Germany?
There's what?
I know that they put adult toy stores right next to children's toy stores, but I did not know
They do.
this.
So as you know, prostitution is legal in
It is.
Germany.
It is.
Apparently, one of the spokeswomen for a party in Germany says disabled and seriously ill people should be able to claim back public money if they pay for sex.
That's
Reason being, it could be claimed as a medical expense.
you can have an FSA account to sleep with the porn star.
Hi, Mitch. We're discussing claiming prostitution on your taxes. Do you want to join on this, or do you just want to move on? You have the option to say let it go.
Hold on. If I remember correctly, goods in exchange for services, take that what you will, are actually non-tax deductible, so you can't even claim them on your taxes.
In Germany, if you are chronically ill or disabled, they want to make sure you can claim prostitution by a prostitute on your taxes because it could be good for medical.
I like to think when you're talking to your tax agent, he's like, "So you did this," and you're just very like sort of ashamed, like, "Yeah, I'm claiming this on my taxes," and instead of like getting upset, he's just like, "Sick, bro."
Hold on. How to move to Germany?
Gotta prove you're medically
Honestly,
ill.
Medically ill?
Gotta prove it. You have to
My list of mental health.
chronic illness or disability.
Hmm.
I mean, you have a heart condition, right?
Oh shit, that's true. Oh wait, that might be putting you also at a risk because the heart.
We're
much excitement.
talking to Mitch here.
Guys, if I had a problem with my heart in that regard, do you think I keep doing it?
Yes.
Wow. Do you think I care for my life with such reckless abandon?
Yes.
Don't answer that. Don't answer that.
I was about to say.
For the right woman, yes.
Jasmine, NHS, why would you want the government knowing how many prostitutes you went to? One, this is Germany we're talking to.
Also, two, it doesn't say you have to actually put down the prostitute. You just have to claim that that you used payment.
Yeah.
There's no
You don't
could
have
say one.
to. You don't have to say like how many you've been with.
Just the amount of money you spent.
Amount of money you spent.
Yep.
It'll be good for the economy.
Actually, thinking about it,
Actually, oh my god.
Limited understanding of money, it actually would be, because that would ensure that the sex workers have good medical insurance to be clean,
Yeah.
and there's no spending money on keeping them in jail for selling sex.
Yeah.
So the police department is less likely to spend time on them and actually dealing with problems that need to be dealt with.
Right, but you gotta put in a receipt or something, right? I'm not sure, dude. This is Germany we're talking about.
If anyone from Germany wants to chime in, by all means.
Yes, please do.
Before we get into a political discussion about Germany, during our superhero stream that's delayed for our Star Wars stream,
It's fine. It's fine.
No, it's
This was-
fine. I'm just gonna stop us from falling down an
A rabbit
infinite rabbit hole here,
Okay, thank you.
because
Yeah,
Mitch,
Germany
change your
politics, that stuff
fucking
goes
name.
deep.
it does.
So hi everybody. This is my first time ever streaming or ever DMing a stream game. So
This is fine.
this is
It'll be
fine.
fine.
We've talked about pap smears and
This is fine.
prostitutes. You'll be fine.
I have DM'd a lot of other games, though. I've been a DM now for about 5 years, and that's like 5 years without stop. How dedicated am I to DMing? Like, how unlikely were we to cancel tonight? There was a Monday. My long running campaign of 3 years now is on Monday. A couple years ago, I had surgery and DM'd that game that night.
Good God, man.
I would have sat here and DM'd for myself. So yeah, this is just the superhero one-shot thing, episodic thing, It's very important that whenever you're typing any of this out, you include the question marks. It's very important.
Do you want me to change the title to superhero ? One shot ? Because I can do that.
I mean, it's your stream title.
I can do it. I can do it. It has been put into motion.
Everyone
Put it
has...
out of motion. You piss me off.
Everyone has designed their own
It's
hero.
been updated.
Obviously drawing inspirations from various different things. So before we get started, there are just a couple things I want to, I guess, not only say to the people of the internet, but make sure like we're all clear with everyone in here as well. This is just funny jokes. Hee hee ha ha. It's gonna be like 75% humor, just trying to produce serotonin when we're not doing our normally regular scheduled program.
Yeah.
Yeah, 75% jokes. There's going to be like a little bit of seriousness, but for the most part, like it's sort of like the Star Wars thing. The first person to actually, I will find you.
Wait,
We will find you.
if someone says an actually, do I have permission to burn their house down?
I will be keeping
Yes.
an eye on the chat, so do not actually, or it will be on site. This is a threat.
Again, as Daisy's Canadian, we will find you on a moose, and you will not hear the moose.
Obtuse rubber goose, green moose, guava juice. JC, birthday cake, wash rice, and chocolate shake.
Did you know the Fairly Odd Parents theme song has the same beats per minute as Never Had a Friend Like Me?
Oh my god, I love it.
Old.
Odd parents, family odd parents.
Oh my
Yes.
fucking
Some
god!
of column A and more of column B. Holy shit!
Thanks, Daisy. You just broke everyone.
Yeah, there we go. It's something I
I
found
like
out
being
the past
broken.
week.
This is fine.
Why break the habit of a lifetime?
So, yeah, it's mostly jokes. It's a little bit of quote unquote plot. Arson, I am here for it.
Keep that away from your hair.
I'm never gonna live that down.
No.
Of course not.
But I mean, how else am I supposed to get my nickname of the arsonist?
So this being episode
And for
1,
security reasons, it's a joke. I've never actually burned anything down.
Except your own self-esteem when you burned your hair.
Harsh.
I'm so
But
sorry.
yes.
That was the first thing that popped in my head, and I regret it.
I know we have fire button, but did anyone feel that cold chill?
Hannah, I love you. I love you so much. Okay,
I love you
continue,
too.
Daisy. I will shut up now.
Sorry.
I mean, it's like I said, this is purely just to produce serotonin because God knows we all need it. So I'm not going to fault anyone for having giggles and laughs. So yeah, the start of this, we're gonna slow roll a little bit. This being like the first time doing this, so the start's going to be very slow. I apologize to anyone who wanted like laser beams 30 minutes into this. Additionally, I just want to make everyone aware now, just so that it's out there and doesn't catch everyone off guard. I've mentioned this a couple times, but Mr. Conroy self-inserted himself a little bit, and so as a result, I had to make Batman canon in my
Oh my
setting.
God.
So it's gonna seem a little strange when he introduces himself as Batman. Just
Oh
letting
my
everybody
God.
know.
I still cannot get over the fact that you were able to get him to do voice work for this.
Hey, it's not that hard.
It's still awesome though that we get the OG animated Batman.
So let me set this. How do I? Okay, so I'm gonna have to keep it small. And then, gosh, what am I doing? I am a travesty.
No, you're not. You're doing great.
You're fine. dude.
So
Oh, also, I love you all.
I love me too.
Way to be humble.
Yes, I am also greatly humble.
This is fine.
So I'm assuming that the video window I'm gonna have to like keep small and then like share my screen and blow it up. 'Cause it does not appear that Zoom will come to the front when the video is full screened.
Just don't maximize the window. You should be able to do it.
Well, here's the thing. They're gonna be seeing it from my perspective, so whatever you share, whatever I see, the chat will see.
Yes, I'm just trying to make sure that like the whole video ends up shared instead
Okay.
of like a couple seconds of my desktop, which will kill somebody with how messy it is. It will cause a heart attack in the chat.
But yeah, just have, if anything, have the window not full screen, but like maximize as much as you want, and
Okay.
then do that.
Very good. So we are going to, I guess, then open with the video. And then I'll give the opening spiel, which again, I apologize, is very slow. Where is it?
You're doing
Share screen.
great, sweetie.
Share.
Are you sure the stream is cemetery?
Okay, I'm assuming this is visible, like everyone
Yes.
can see this.
Yep. Oh, yep.
All right. Oh gosh, where's the sound? What do I click?
When you were clicking which window to pick, it should have been the bottom left corner.
Hide thumbnail shows active. Gosh, where am I going?
When you were selecting the window, there would be a little thing at the bottom. So you have to like close this and reshare.
Gosh, okay, stop share.
Yeah, you got this.
And there should
I've
be a little option down below, share audio.
And for those tuning in, yes, Kevin Conroy,
Share
OG
sound.
voice of animated Batman, has a little cameo sting for us.
Yes, I in the same sentence when I was pitching this idea, everyone said, "I don't want to flex on JM's opening crawl, but I have." Okay, I believe it's clicked, so I'm going to mute myself, and if there is no audio, please someone scream at me.
My army of misfits. This is Batman calling from Wayne Manor. I am vengeance. I am the night. I am Batman. I want you to remember. It's not who you are underneath. It's what you do that defines you. Believe in yourself, misfits. Rally around and focus on leaving this world a better place. Your community needs you. Gotham needs you. Believe in yourselves and give yourselves to your cause.
Oh man, my fucking heart. Oh shit.
Anna needs a Kleenex.
I'm trying not to cry because my
foundation was $48.
Oh my god.
That was
What I love the
amazing.
most about that clip is how he smiles at the end, like he's really proud of what he said.
I
Oh yeah,
know.
you know he was. He's like,
I
oh,
worked
oh.
hard on this makeup, damn it.
Oh my
I
God,
have no
that is-
makeup, so.
That is gonna be clipped and like put on TikTok later.
Oh.
Again, in
Sure.
the same sentence, I said I don't want to flex on JM's opening crawl, but
Okay, JM, you just gotta step up and get somebody from Star Wars to do a cameo.
Sam Witwer's on Cameo.
No, it's not. It wouldn't be cameo. For me to step up, it'd be having a guest appearance, and you guys all just screaming.
Billy D. Williams. Billy D. Williams, or I walk out.
If I got
Billy D. Williams would not show up live unless for a small fortune. Me and Mitch discovered this last night.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. If I got Billy D, I would be like, guys. By the way, the game's over. I can't top myself on this. Nice game, everyone. Bye.
So let's get right into the news. For a very long time, people on Earth have thought they were fairly left to their own devices, simply that if something went wrong, a hurricane picked your house up and yeeted it, or a flood left your village decimated, volcanoes, etc., etc., it was really up to you and the person next to you to fix those problems. Mankind went a long time thinking our problems were just our own to fix. That idea is left dead somewhere as heroes began to populate the world. Our concept of self-dependency and dependence on others changed heavily when suddenly gods fell from the sky that were nigh invincible and could catch your house straight out of the hurricane and put it back. Our concepts of what we're expected to do as people for one another came into heavy balance. Once upon a time, you would have had to do absolutely anything for your neighbor, but now, what do you have to do for your neighbor when there exists people that can just do that for you? There's no need for you to go out of your way, not really. Society hinges on this whole idea that we're supposed to be in this together. However, the presence of people who are quite special is used as an argument that yes, we do have to stick together. They are not the only light, they are just the brightest ones, but there is the other side to that coin, people who believe that the existence of these people means we don't need to support each other, they can do it for us. It has somehow brought out the very best and the very worst in people. In the early days, being a hero was very difficult. The first hero to ever make a public appearance was known as the Vanguard. He appeared in 1920 and was seemingly immortal, as to this day, he does not seem to have aged. Among him, there were other greats, such as Batman. That feels so weird to say in my serious monologue open. God. Seismic Sam, Jetstream, and Shocktrap. From 2000 to 2010, maybe even, they were akin to rock stars. People wanted autographs. People wanted merchandise. Movie producers wanted to create dramatic retellings of their lives. McDonald's wanted their logo on their chests. You really were just the man if you were a superhero. But this concept of what being a person means in a world of heroes came back around to bite everybody. Seismic Sam had to retire after he discovered his weakness was that he was extremely acute to tectonic movements, gave him headaches. So he had to retire. Batman got old. There were a number of untimely demises in the founding members. Sensing the end of an era, a lot of younger people, or new faces at least, a fresh pair of eyes, were frequently being brought in and out to try and restart, if you would, the good age of heroes, the rock star age, people who would blow the public's socks off. However, it seems the rock star days are never coming back as the public continue to dissolve into what they think is expected of themselves and expected of heroes. Are heroes dangerous? Do they need to be kept on a leash? Do supervillains, despite their great potential to end life, still deserve their basic human rights? It's becoming an age of turmoil more than anything. No one's quite happy about it, but ultimately, everyone is on a track that cannot be stopped. The introduction of heroes to the world brought with it the need for villains. And we've reached a point that even if all of the heroes went away, the flow of wrongdoing and villainy would probably keep going. And so we can never just get rid of all of our heroes and end the discussion by the discussion not needing to be had. We're beyond that point. A number of years ago, a great space station was built just enough outside of Earth's orbit that it didn't just immediately get yeeted back to the ground. I choose to believe it was built by great and competent people. It is known as the Monolith, serves as a base of operations for the world's registered heroes. It is quite the unsightly beast, this mass of crooked metal and support beams and jets and thrusters sticking out of all angles with massive arrays of solar panels. It is quite disgusting to look at, truly. The grays and dark blues that the station is constructed of, even the windows are not very pleasant. Whatever glass they are constructed of is dark. The station, for the most part, is quiet. When it was constructed, it was a bustling hive of new talent, really. The objective was to bring as many new heroes on board as possible to give as many fresh eyes to the world's problems as could possibly be done. However, in our modern day, which is 2018 for the purpose of the setting, not many people remain on the Monolith, as there have been losses. There have been some young supers who have turned out to be not necessarily mature enough to handle what is expected of them, especially considering the climate of what is expected of them is constantly changing. You all find yourselves on the station. You are recruited at any point you so desire. Perhaps you've lived there for a long time. The station is a couple years old at this point. Maybe you're a brand new, fresh face, a desperate attempt to try and get some new people on here, try and fix the world. Whatever the case is, you are here. You are mostly alone. It is simply all of you and the station's AI, which is known as Doc D.O.K. There is a large amount of communications in an attempt to make your downtime feel a little less isolated from the rest of the world. There is a large central boardroom that features the comedically large TV screen in which the president of the United States comes on and things of that nature. There is also other communications, because this station is essentially a satellite on roids. You have access to radio and TV and communications in a few dozen different languages. Again, all an attempt to make you feel less crushed under the solidarity and the weight of what is expected of you. It's been uneventful for quite some time. It's been extremely quiet, really. The station has been so underused, really, that it almost shakes and rattles, which is concerning. Perhaps you are confused. Maybe you're startled. Maybe you don't care. I know there's someone in here who is just meh, space. If I die in space, it happens. But it may surprise everyone to know that what causes the station's systems to convulse so much is because for the first time in months and months and months, the emergency alarm is going off in the main room. and I will leave it to everybody else.
That's a first.
Is it safe to assume that everyone on the station has ways to communicate like via comlink?
There is a
Ducky.
PA system, yes. It's gone a long time without use, and it was never a up-to-date system as well. It's like a 2003 like middle school PA system. So as soon as you go to touch it, it does the
Ah,
Oh,
ow.
oh God.
Those flashbacks.
Um,
I'm back in high school.
My ears.
but like more on the lines of like interpersonal comlinks, like earpieces to each other. Is that safe to assume?
if you so desired them, yes, anyone who wants one can have one. I'm going to
It
say their
would be
range
definitely
is
helpful.
Yeah.
I'm going to say their range is decently short, so you could communicate like from different parts of the station, but if someone were to leave the station, that's in excess of range. And I'm also not going to force anyone to have, if anyone so chooses. I don't know why you'd so choose to not have one, but I'm not forcing it on everybody.
Okay,
Earpiece.
I have one.
At the moment, I do not have one, but there's a reason why.
Yeah. We lost an Abigail. She left the station to
Um,
get to fight.
Right.
Station to Abigail, station to Abigail, where the fuck are you?
Sorry, Alice needed something.
Nah, you're good. You're good.
I missed all of what
So-
happened.
Basically an earpiece for like communications, like interpersonal communications
Yeah.
inside the station. If
Yeah.
you want one, you can have one.
Ye- I want one. So I'm guessing the alarm is very persistent.
Yes, it is this very strange sound. I'm not even really sure what to liken it to. It is. The alarm that is going off almost sounds like there are two children sat in the middle of a kitchen floor, beating on a large pan with drumsticks.
That's a noise.
I hear it.
Is anybody hearing that?
Oh yeah, definitely hearing it all over the station.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm going to be in the bridge to see what the fuck is going on. So if you all care to meet me there,
yeah, I'm gonna meet you there.
I'm gonna see where Jason is because I know he doesn't have one of these. So yeah,
that'd be
catch
good.
you in a bit.
Try and use the PA system. That would definitely wake him the fuck up if he's asleep.
If I find a console, I will.
Jason's actually already on the bridge.
You motherfucker. Charlie goes door to door. Jason? Jason? Fuck. Jason? Shit, we lost him. And she'll make it to the bridge and she'll be like, you motherfucker.
Hi, Jason.
Hello. Anyone want to explain how to turn this thing off?
Let me see what I can do.
I don't know, I don't work with antiques.
I'll take a look.
There's got to be some kind of shutdown button, answer button. I don't know.
Hold on. Let me look through the system logs and he'll.
I don't know, maybe there's a breaker box for it? I'm not sure.
Well, if the alarm system's going off, it's either a malfunction or something is actually wrong. Is anyone else feeling those rumbles and jostles? Or is it just me?
I thought I'd just another asteroid hit us or something.
Oh, trust me, that would have been something different. Hold on. So Drew's going through the system's logs. What can he see?
So going through the system's logs, there's like nothing restrained because essentially you are the senior heroes on board. There is no Vanguard. Seismic Sam retired. Batman retired. It's worthy to note as well, no one knows where Vanguard is. He just left one day and has not been back. So you are all the acting senior heroes. There is nothing restricted to you.
Oh
You
god,
open
you're
the
giving Drew
system's log.
responsibility.
And there's something like very strange going on. There is a emergency broadcast being sent to the station. However, for whatever reason, Doc, the AI, has, instead of routing it to the screen to put the video through, has instead routed it to the fire alarm, and that is what you are hearing.
Question. Is Doc kind of like Jarvis AI or like Siri AI? What are we talking?
Doc is, for lack of a better term, is an alien. He is an alien life form that is intelligent enough that when he passed away, he was able to copy his entire memory onto computer. And so he mentally exists now in
So
the
Jarvis
station.
levels.
It is Jarvis levels, except there is a little bit more personality in there, not
Oh
in the
god,
sense that
please
like
not let it be Ultron.
no. It is an otherworldly life form, essentially, and so as a result, yes, it is like Jarvis levels of complex. He doesn't really understand sarcasm, and like metaphors go over his head a little bit.
So Jarvis meets Drax.
A little bit.
Okay, that's good to know.
Cool.
Except nothing goes over Drax's head. He's too fast. He would catch it.
Doc, you there?
There is this horrible, horrible screeching sound. Something in the wall. It sounds like a million rats go running
God.
through the wall before there is
Doc!
what looked like what you know to be like a fire escape panel. It is essentially a false panel that has a ladder in the wall that goes down to the docking bay in case you need to escape in case of a fire. This panel bursts open and there is a Roomba-like contraption that comes speeding out with a little green light on the front of it that blinks very rapidly.
Yes! What is it?
What the? God, fucking. What?
Ow!
Doc?
I'm gonna have a migraine for weeks now.
What is it? What is it, Doc? What do you want?
After a moment, the horrible screeching stops, whatever's going on in the walls, and the Roomba seems to deactivate before the PA screeches on, because everyone's going deaf in this campaign.
God.
And the key tone of Doc comes over the PA system.
My greatest apologies.
Doc, you want to explain why you routed the broadcast system through the fire alarm?
It's an emergency broadcast, so I punched it into the emergency system.
Okay, but what kind of emergency are we working with?
It's not an
Let
asteroid,
me
is
take
it?
a look. Oh no. Asteroid strikes are a different kind of alarm. It would be this alarm.
No!
And there is another alarm that begins to play. This one is much more like bassy.
Oh god, I don't know which one I
okay, you
hate
get it.
more.
That ceases.
Mop.
Jason has at this moment like clicked the thing to make his mask go over his face so that his ears are covered, and he's just sitting there like, nope, I'm tuning this out.
You're just winter soldiering this shit.
Well, can you reroute from the emergency system to the main screen now, please? We're all here.
As you desire. Give me a moment.
We need an update system.
We need a whole
Yeah.
new station is what we need.
We need funding. That's what we need.
Yeah.
Can't really fund superheroes if there's nothing for them to fight.
Don't jinx us.
It's always
Even in my city, it was busier than this.
Right.
Hmm.
Well, luckily we have plenty of reserves, but after that it's gone. I wonder if we can claim the insurance if this thing fucks up.
Insurance, workman's comp. Do we get to be a part of a
My
union?
question.
Do we get
Hmm.
dental?
It's a good question.
You think
Also,
Batman
what?
shows up for dental?
What?
You think Batman shows up for dental?
Why
I mean,
would
what's
Batman...
what's the point of being a part of this organization if you don't get dental coverage?
Yeah.
It's a good point.
Also, we don't exactly get paid a salary, do we?
You guys get salaries?
We get
No.
paid?
I thought it was common knowledge that we don't get paid. We just
Oh, I thought I was missing something here.
I'm pretty sure we don't get a dime. It's all about, saving the world and doing it for the better good.
Charity should be non-profit. Screw you. We need to kind of live and eat.
And do you know how painful it was to get these abilities?
I
What?
got bit by a spider.
Ugh.
Pretends to know what it's like to have abilities. Yes, totally painful.
Painful to use, painful to use, and painful to be on the wrong side of them.
I mean, I got an upside from this, and Charlie proceeds to just walk up a wall, then just walk to the ceiling, and she's just standing on the ceiling, hanging down, looking at everyone.
Does that ever get old? Out of
Nope!
curiosity.
Never
Yeah.
gets old!
So Abigail is gonna launch herself into the air with her fire and meet face to face with Charlie.
She's gonna boop your nose. Boop.
Yeah, all right. Goes back down.
3 months on this fucking thing, and ugh.
What? Getting tired of us already?
No, sweetheart, not at all.
Oh, please, you love me.
We haven't killed each other yet, have we?
Chances of being killed by your fellow teammates are low, but never zero.
I mean, with this rickety old thing, are we in hell?
I don't know, I don't see a pole nearby.
And in certain cultures, hell can even exist in space. So who the fuck knows? For anyone who gets that reference, I love you.
Bam, 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 bam.
I was more thinking like the horrible movie that was Event Horizon.
Oh, I was thinking Doom.
I mean, yeah, that's true. You can't shoot a hole into Mars.
All we need is just some good metal music and it'll make it.
I got you covered.
As you were all sad, some people stood,
Sad.
some people hanging around.
I am literally standing on the ceiling, upside down.
Yeah.
The massive main conference room screen clicks and lights up. There is a man, seemingly older, blown up to massive proportions. This TV is 80 foot by 80 foot.
Good God.
Woo!
He is clearly wearing some sort of green military uniform, has white hair, and this massive white bushy mustache, and he's actively puffing on a cigar.
Colonel Sanders.
I was thinking James Jameson, but okay.
I was more thinking Thunderbolt Ross, but okay.
Motherfucking Colonel
as the screen clicks on, and he's got like his massive cigar in his mouth. He's like actively like muttering something. He's like, "Gosh darn, super freaks! Oh, geez, it's hi."
Hi.
What rank is he?
Uh,
Can we tell?
based on his uniform, you are able to tell that he is a general.
And here I was thinking he was Major Monogram.
Lovely to see you, General. To what do we owe
Yeah,
this
I'm
pleasure?
sure.
Something
Listen, why aren't you people
that-
picking up the phone? I was told that if we ever had anything going on, I press this button and you people would just pick up and like be here yesterday. What gives?
Well,
Second.
basically, that hasn't happened in years, and not a lot of people here actually know protocol, so.
protocol
Plus
is a little out of date.
Plus technical difficulties. Doc.
You hear the intercom click on, so you know Doc is there for a brief moment, but he makes no sound, and then you audibly hear the intercom click off again.
Oh,
Oh.
Drew, I think you hurt his feelings.
Well. Anyway, General, what can we do for you?
So I've recently been informed, and by recently I mean this file is a month old, but I'm just seeing it now. I've been told you people up there are in charge now. Like you're the big people we're supposed to be calling on for assistance.
Yep, we're the group. What exactly is the problem?
Well, there's no real problem. It's just that.
Then why did you contact us if there's no real problem?
Protocol down here is supposedly whenever a new head honcho is brought into power, which has been you guys for however long this file is a month old, we're supposed to bring you down and give you a tour of the facility that we're keeping all the particularly nasty freaks in.
So you're gonna give us a
So-
house tour of a prison?
Yes. Yeah.
And you
Well-
didn't get our file till a month later. How?
I'm a very busy man.
Clearly from the
Clearly,
cigar
with
you're
that
smoking.
cigar.
Jinx.
She's just gonna go.
At least hope that's Cuban, otherwise it's not worth it.
Well,
It's Cuban.
well. To be honest, I've been on this station for 3 months. A little trip down could be what we
Some
need.
fresh air would be nice.
I've been up here for a year and I would give anything just to feel grass again.
Oh,
Wouldn't hurt to know the layout of the prison in case they decide to throw us in it one day.
Well, plus
Yeah.
it would be a smart idea to see exactly the faces that are locked up in case we need to, I don't know, see them later, recognize them. It probably would be a smart idea to do so.
or put them back in.
Hmm.
Chances of escape are slim, but never zero.
Okay, here's something I don't understand. Now, hear me out, you guys. We're up here in space. We're the protectors, right?
Yep.
They're down there on Earth.
Yep.
Okay, if you go by the science, it'll take us some time to get from here to Earth in case they break out. In that time, they could cause all kind of havoc. Why don't we just have the prison in space and us be on Earth? Explain that to me, General. I'm still standing on the ceiling as I'm talking.
He looks very annoyed that he has to look up specifically just for you.
She's got a point.
Mm,
There are a number of your weird, crazy freak shows that we simply couldn't contain in space.
Crazy
They-
freak shows.
Crazy freak. One of them is a gosh dang alien. You want me to call him a person?
Wouldn't hurt.
I wouldn't hurt. It's just basic human decency.
He's an alien.
They have
Alien?
rights.
Alien is relative.
Steam. Steam rising.
I mean, technically, in the settlers in America, alien, because the term alien just means foreigner.
Listen here, you son of a bitch.
Hey, watch the language.
Oh, so you met my mother?
Okay, I was trying to be serious, but Drew, you just made it funny now.
For the record, while this all is happening, Jason is literally just spinning in the chair he's sitting in.
Ah, love it.
Just flippantly like, yeah, okay, just spinning my chair.
Thankfully, I'm not going to be your official liaison. They're still electing someone to that position.
Oh, thank God.
We're going to get someone in the UN.
Oh, thank God.
I'm actually kind of happy about that, I'm not gonna lie.
Listen,
Oh, of
all I'm
course you would
saying,
be.
it's protocol for you to come down and safety check everything and get a tour. We're beaming you the coordinates to your fancy spaceship fighter thing, however you travel. I'm not giving the tour, so goodbye, all of you. And the screen just
Maybe
collapses
next
into
time you
darkness.
should do your job and check in with us when you know who we are. Oh, he's gone.
You know, just starting to like the dulcet tones of him.
Hmm.
He
Oh,
might have
God.
charmed. He might have charmed me out of my clothes if he kept going.
Anyone want to go get a chili dog on Earth?
Oh my
Oh my
God.
God,
Ooh,
yes.
Dirty water hot dogs. I would kill for one of those right now.
Oh, I would kill for full English right now.
I would kill just to be touched by pollen. And nobody
Doesn't that
wants to be
make you
touched by
sneeze?
pollen. Yeah, it does. I would kill to have a good reason to sneeze.
The only reason I sneeze up here is the dust.
Yeah, but it's like space dust. It's not Earth
Yeah.
dust.
Yeah. Oh. Guys, when we're down
What?
there, can we go on a pub crawl? Come on,
I'm
Jason.
down for
I
that.
know how you like to occasionally drink and socialize.
Latter part, yes. Former part, no. Socializing.
Charlie,
What?
would you be up for a pub crawl?
Yeah.
Is Charlie old enough?
Charlie's 20. She's
I
20, she'll
love
just
her.
go, yes, just get me a proper ID.
Ah.
Yeah.
Also, it kind of actually does depend where the prison is. I swear, if it's on, I swear, if it's on American soil, that's just counterproductive.
You think the Americans would actually make a prison for people that are that powerful?
Yes.
They'd recruit them.
You're not wrong, and I'm from America.
I would fight you, but I would be in the wrong.
Yeah.
Mm.
They'd recruit them, put them to a black ops group, and we would never see them on paper.
Oh, this is depressing.
so
anyway,
They would be
chili
like
dogs?
they would be like a Suicide Squad.
So what you're saying is,
Well, if they have put it on American soil, I'm personally going to find the general, slap the cigar out of his mouth, and call him a fucking dumbass.
I bet he didn't even get that cigar from Cuba. It's probably from Florida.
Okay, hey,
There's a
look, don't
difference?
diss Florida. Don't diss Florida. I'm from there. There's a lot of great things there.
Y'all have mosquitoes. We don't have mosquitoes in New York.
Lucky.
You have rats the size of pigeons, though.
Hey,
Rats are adorable, leave them alone.
yeah. You don't fuck with the New York rat.
They got a knife, that's why.
Yeah, you don't fuck with the rats from Brooklyn.
No, they could chew through a fucking steel drain pipe and not even chip a tooth.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So how do we get down to Earth, Doc?
there is a shutter before the Roomba that was deactivated on the floor comes back on. The green light on its front lights back up, and it zips across the main conference room floor and proceeds to crash into a terminal before the PA clicks on again.
The Scepter is waiting in the docking bay. The General has sent the exact coordinates to your location. The autopilot is prepped. The engines are warm. Safe travels, everybody.
Thanks, Doc.
Thanks.
Such a big help.
While we're gone, can you like make sure the Roomba's not gonna die while we're gone?
Yeah, keep him on charge, please.
You will perhaps be disappointed to know that I am currently unsure what the designation of the Roomba device is.
That's about right. And at that point, Jason just gets up the chair and heads towards the door to be like, "Yep, I'll meet you guys at the ship."
Charlie will flip down from the ceiling. I'm gonna pack my overnight bag and I'll meet you all at the ship. She's gonna head
That's-
off to her quarters first, pack up her bag and stuff, have her suit in there and everything, and then head to the ship.
Yeah,
I'll
that's,
pack up my stuff too.
yeah, I'll back up as well. Thank God we're using the autopilot. I hate flying that thing. So rickety. We've all had and Drew will say this ever. We've all had pilots training on that thing, right?
Wait, they give out pilots training?
For those of age, yes.
Oh, that's right.
You really want to
Alright,
fly
question.
that thing, don't you?
Question off table. What is everybody's ages?
28.
20.
25.
Okay, 24.
Oh, great. I'm
Charlie
the
is
oldest.
the baby. She
How am I
baby.
always the old one?
That's what I want yourself to be.
Can I just say that I love Charlie so far? I'm like, yes.
So,
She's basically like Tom Holland, Tobey Maguire, Peter Parker kind of mixed together
Mm-hmm.
with the dash of Gwen Stacy from Into Spider-Verse.
I'm
Love it.
here for it.
Yeah.
I'm Gwanda.
Wanda. You don't get to like my hair.
You don't get to.
Yep, Drew will pack his overnight stuff. And he's going to actually put on his suit for the travel down to ground. Just in case. And yeah, he'll meet the others at the ship.
Everybody all ready?
Ready to go.
Jason is already on the ship, and you can hear him yell, "The autopilot seems to be waiting on you guys."
How the
Alright.
hell does he get ahead of everybody?
Chili dog, here I come.
Brooklyn, home sweet home. I'm gonna visit you for like a week.
Oh, great.
Once the final boot hits the interior of the ship, which is like this VTOL looking thing. It has wings that outstretch from a very space shuttle looking body.
Mm-hmm.
The back entry door slams closed with a nice bit of force.
Drew, watch it.
And you are given very little time to find a seat and strap yourselves in before the main control column in the driver's seat has this plastic cap that splits off and spits out this inflatable orange autopilot.
I didn't think
And
they would
it's-
actually put things in the seat.
Off table. It's 2018 in this, right?
Yes.
Dear God, we need an entire new station.
So So do we
And-
actually have to fly this thing?
No, that's just it's more psychosomatic if there's an autopilot and there's no one in the seat. Apparently,
Who thought it was a bright idea to put an inflatable of Gritty in the pilot's seat?
I don't know. I really don't. Ugh. 3 months and I already hate this place.
Try a year.
Who funded and made this? Right. As like, Drew would still be standing when it takes off, and he's gonna kind of jolt. Mother. Okay.
I just cling onto a wall.
He'll sit down, strap himself in. Either this autopilot is a little bit jumpy, or it just really has no care whatsoever.
It is designed to get us out of here in a hurry on the chance that something bad is going on, so.
Well,
Besides, with a name like yours, you'd think that you'd be ready for the intense.
I'm intense. I'm fine with intense when it's on ground level.
But there's no ground in space. I say as I'm hugging a wall. Like starfish clinging onto a wall.
Just as long as my feet are firmly planted on a surface,
The docking bay of sorts shudders as this large metal door slides open. It's not the most convenient way of launching. Essentially, the ship drops out of the station and is technically in free fall for a number of seconds.
I let
Before.
go of the wall so I can experience the anti-gravity.
Drew's kind of like clutching onto a seat, just like, I hate this part.
I go,
No!
Oh, you're having way too much fun with this.
oh yes I am!
Eventually, of course, it does catch itself with its own power and begins to hurdle you, for lack of a better term, towards the blue ball beneath you. Some of your worst fears come true. The prison is located in the Teton Mountain Range in Wyoming.
This isn't New York! Where am I supposed to get a dirty water hot dog?
They built it on U.S. fucking soil.
The mountain range overlooks what, like, you assume would be like a small. You see a couple buildings. You assume it's a small town. It's really hard to tell because even though you're in atmosphere at this point, you're still going maybe a bit too fast.
Guys,
Yes.
is
Yeah.
anyone noticing that we are coming in a little bit too hot on the landing?
This
If
is
experience-
fine.
If
This is
experience
fine.
taught us anything, the ship's gonna do a breaking quick change of speed when we need to.
I don't want to break my neck though.
I'm sure you'll be fine. You can just let go and float for a second again.
I go back to just trying to float in the air if that's what's happening.
Drew, look over to Abigail. You good?
Sure. Say it's great.
Okay, well, Drew's just gonna lie back and waiting, like, knowing there's possibly a 50% chance that the autopilot is going to continue into the ground, or it's literally just going to like halt at the very last fucking second.
The prison complex nestled in amongst the mountain range comes into view. A monstrous building, or buildings, plural, split up into 3 complexes, seems to only be accessible by air, as there is a runway on the property, quote unquote. Your ship begins to rapidly approach the half snow-covered asphalt, and everyone feels in their bones the steel of the shuttle meet the asphalt on the ground. You grind for a yard or two across the runway before eventually the friction stops you. And there's this pleasant little ding, and the orange inflatable autopilot like hits itself in the face in some sort of weird salute and then deflates.
Yeah, thanks, Gritty. Wonderful piloting job. Such pride for
Steam.
Philadelphia.
You call that a landing?
Jason kind of just smirks. Another happy landing.
Wrong campaign.
Wrong
it is the correct one.
universe.
It is the correct one. Jason is very pop savvy. Yeah, pop savvy.
Let's not do
You
that
with
again.
Your Star Wars puns.
I'm chatty. It's part of my charm.
Yeah.
Clearly.
So chatty. I'm clinging to the ceiling at this point.
Drew's gonna kind of be like, okay, you can come off now.
I just let go and I fall to the ground. It's not a far drop. I'm good.
Yep. You sure?
Yeah. Just need a moment to breathe.
Well, we should probably suit up.
Sooner we get out of here, sooner I can get my chili dog.
Yeah.
Don't know why I'm so adamant about it, but man, am I craving one right now.
I just want to go in that pub crawl.
I just want to find a Brooklyn rat.
I mean, if this is a military base, there's more than likely some pubs nearby.
And strip clubs. Don't ask me how I know that.
That was common knowledge.
Look, everywhere you go in Central Florida, you'd find one.
Ooh.
You're too young.
Says
He's
who?
over 18. Strip clubs are 18. Bars are 21.
Yeah.
That
I can go throw dollar bills at somebody if I want. I just can't drink.
all right. Well, shall we?
We shall.
Yeah.
I'll get off the plane. Shuttle.
Disembarking from your ship, there is clearly like a fire team that has already showed up and are like dousing the side of your transport
Whoa,
vehicle.
hey, watch it! Watch it!
Hey, point the water thingies at the ship, not at us.
You are approached by a very, very, very tall female. Like, we're talking 8'2", wearing
Lady Dimitrescu.
wearing complete combat gear, like the bulletproof vest. There's a radio on her shoulder. She has a pistol on both hips. She even has what appears to be like some kind of like Dragon Ball style like scouter on the side of her head with the little glass lens over one eye.
Yeah.
She firmly places
Charlie
her
just looks
gloved
up like-
hands.
Grinning like an idiot.
Hi.
Please tell me none of you chuckleheads were flying that thing.
Nope.
If I fly,
No autopilot.
Pride of Philadelphia Gritty flew us here.
I'd argue we fell with style.
Is that a Toy Story reference, Jason?
How many references do you have in that brain of yours?
Enough to make you wonder.
That just makes me more concerned.
As it should. Well, I take it you are the person who has taken us on this tour.
Yes, I am. My name is Warden Crystal. I have been in charge of this facility for 1.5 years. I have a sparkly clean record. There have been 0 breakouts under my watch.
That's very impressive.
You mind sharing your skincare regimen if you have no breakouts?
How sparkly we talking? Like sequins or Swarovski crystal?
Are we talking moissanite? That shit sparkles.
Ooh.
It's a hand down her face, like, oh my god, I'm going to kill them.
It can't be seen, but under his mask, Jason is very, very smug.
Jules, I'm gonna go. This is the first time we've come down in a long while. Please forgive us. We are.
Stir crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Please tell me you have chili dogs here available.
Probably at least a cup of Joe.
I can acquire you some coffee.
Right. Well, let's get the shit over with, shall we?
Mm-hmm.
Of course, if you'd follow me, I'm going to take this very systematically. We're going to go through A block, then B block, then C block. I recommend that you keep all hands to yourselves.
Done.
Do not make eye contact with prisoners for prolonged periods of time.
What would you consider prolonged period of time?
Long enough for them to take over your mind.
Good
That
to
can
know.
happen pretty quickly.
No, Jason's gonna let go.
We do not keep your average run-of-the-mill freaks here. This facility is specifically for housing the ones that are impossible to keep in the mundane prison system.
They're
As
impossible
a
to
result,
keep. If they're possible to keep in the mundane prison system, how could they still get into somebody's mind? You don't have that high tech of gear to keep them from doing that. Power reducing straitjackets or something. Kryptonite.
the ones we keep in the mundane prison system are easily neutralized, such as the Crowbar, who perhaps possesses the world's stupidest superpower.
But he wields a crowbar.
He wields a crowbar.
He's keeping away from a hardware store.
Oh. Sorry,
Alright,
that was
so-
really good.
So you just any with mental manipulations, there are precautions in place.
Yes, everyone kept here. There are containment procedures, backup plans, etc., etc., etc.
Right. Well,
Anything that we need to know?
You should be fine. I have been informed that you are all senior operatives of your organization, so I'm assuming you're the best of the best of the best.
Yep. That's us.
Totally us.
Sure.
We're good enough to get your attention, so I'd say that counts for something.
She leads you across the sort of like snowy yard. There are a number of guards on the property as you approach what can only be described as like the Great Wall of China. There is this massive metal wall surrounding the prison complex building. The guards themselves all wear her similar getup, the body armor, gloves, boots. They carry very strange looking weapons, though. It does not appear that they carry guns. It looks like they carry some sort of like a paintball gun more than an actual like gunpowder firearm.
Just kind of like lean over to Charlie. What do they expect me to do? Like pelt them until they fucking give up?
I don't know. I mean, have you ever gone paintballing or airsofting without body armor? That shit hurts.
But these are super.
It does hurt.
These are super villains, so we've been told. So
Oh, one direct paintball to the eyeball can blind a person.
not to mention if you get one straight in the nutsack.
Somebody know from experience?
The less you know, the better.
I think you gave me enough information.
Sorry. Go on.
While we're walking by, can we discern what type of ammo these things use?
Roll wit.
Oh, the one thing I actually have a lot of points in. Yay.
That explains so much.
19.
Oh shit!
Nice.
19. You do not first roll a game. Very good. You do not know specifically what kind of ammo they're rocking. All you're knowing is that the plastic cap, you know, like on a paintball gun, there's a plastic cap on top of the container that you lift to fill with paintballs.
Mm-hmm.
That cap has a very sturdy looking like lock mechanism on it, and the very top of the cap has a biohazard symbol on it.
He's gonna like inch closer to the other three and go, whatever they're rocking, I'd say enough of them could turn us into Chernobyl residents.
Oh. That'll do it.
Good to know.
Your dad
So-
grow actual spider legs though if that happened.
Maybe. Leans closer to Drew. By the way, if you want kids, I'd make sure you don't piss them off.
Yeah. I will like speak to Crystal. The general mentioned that our liaison is from the UN. What department of the UN are you specifically in?
Myself personally, none. I am strictly in charge of running this prison. If you are assigned any liaison from the UN, I assume that simply means someone to deal with instead of having to run through the normal political system.
Right.
Can't imagine the UN picking a registered soldier to represent them anyway. They'd probably pick someone from the Security Council. Which I imagine would be fun, seeing as I guarantee Russia and America and China would love to agree on who to send.
Let's not think about that.
Let's hope they're British.
Turns out it's fucking Boris Johnson. No! Can I kill him?
No.
No.
So what's the first? What kind of people are in the first ward?
It's very, very strange, really. The exterior of the buildings are very crude metal, different shades of like baby puke green and gray, like very nasty looking, crude block square buildings. The inside, however, is all sleek titanium. Looks like it's actively like buffed every day. You can see your reflection in the floor. The lights are a very strange situation as they exist only in the corners. So only on the trim of the floor and the molding of the ceiling. So it's sort of low light in here, honestly.
All right.
There are essentially cells that line the leftmost wall in the first building, which is perhaps like, I want to say like 1,700 or 1,800 feet across.
That's a big room.
That's big.
It's big.
None of the cells are touching one another, and they are all unique in some sort of way. They are not all necessarily like these squares. Some of them are circular, some of them are made of plastic, some of them are what appears to be like caged balls that people are kept inside of.
Hamsters.
There is one very strange one that appears to be some kind of like cylinder-shaped capsule that is raised up off the floor and is held at the top by chains. And there is no way to see what's inside. There is no like glass or window of any sort. The only possible telling thing is on the outside of the pod. There is just like a warning sticker, basically explaining that the contents of this tube are of sub-zero temperature and will absolutely cause like immediate skin necrosis if it touches you.
Two things. One, Jason's gonna look to Charlie. You wanna be a little Snoopy?
I can try.
Oh, I'm just asking if you were curious because, like, you can do the thing.
Yeah, but I'm standing here in a gray and blue spider outfit.
I didn't say to be sneaky about it.
You said Snoopy, which is kind of the same as being sneaky, unless you were talking about the Peanuts dog.
I mean, he's pretty
Which I can
cool.
do that dance too, so.
I mean, it'd be a good distraction. Second thing, that thing's so cold. Should we keep Abigail away from it?
Probably.
Yes.
I've got a bad feeling about this.
Again with the Star Wars references, people.
Crystal, are you not going to introduce us to these people? Or is there at least like a manifesto?
I can get you some kind of physical record if you so desire it.
Would be helpful what we're dealing with.
Yep. we'll need records for each cell block to know what we're dealing with for our own database up in the station.
She just nods and like turns her head to one of the nearby guards. Yo! These fine, nice people. Go grab them the lists.
That's the first compliment the military has ever given us, guys.
Abigail's gonna turn to Drew. I swear to God, if that is what I think it is, I'm gonna be pissed. Well, not pissed. I'd actually be very glad if it. Never mind.
Drew, you think it's him?
I'm hoping not, but if it is, at least he's here.
Do I need to hold you back?
That's when Trilulian.
Mm.
I'm pretty sure if you touch her, your face will melt.
I can stun her.
Your face will still melt.
Depends-
Like Raiders of the Lost Ark kind of melt, man.
It depends
And you
who's
give me
faster.
and you give me shit for movie references.
Hey, don't diss on Indiana Jones.
Who said anything about dissing? Also, when she said fine people, was there an actual hesitation?
Yes, you very much notice that when she enunciates the F freaks is what's supposed to come out of her mouth, but she
Okay.
stops herself and says, fine people.
Wasn't sure if that was a slip of your tongue or if you actually were trying to make it a. She caught herself.
Basically, Drew, I think I'll be okay. But if not, hold me back.
If you're giving me permission to hold you back, do not raiders me, okay? Otherwise, I will shock you until you are drooling on the floor.
She just goes.
I'm dealing with a child. I'm dealing with a child.
I'm not the child. She is.
Hey, hey, hey. I can go to a strip club. No child can do that.
No child left behind, indeed.
Looking like just a quick glance at the cells, but obviously not making like too prolonged eye contact with any of them, like if possible. Anything stand out, like apart from the two, but anything stand out, like wow, like okay.
You happen to catch a quick glimpse of everyone's favorite smarty pants psychopath, the Gigabrain. He is kept in one of the hamster ball cells, and he is just a person-sized tumor with a face.
Huh.
Oh god, let's hope there's no any of those elephant things nearby.
No thanks, I'm good.
It's funny that you say that.
Fuck.
You are brought to the only cell that isn't mounted against the wall. It is, in fact, in the middle of the building, an open floor. Surrounding it with like a 5-foot gap, there are these like concrete dividers that have like danger tape wrapped around them. The cell itself appears to be made of rubber. The creature inside is humanoid. It has 2 arms and stands on 2 legs. The human characteristics really stop there, as it has bluish skin with dark purple like liver spots all over it. These horrible bulging masses beneath its skin that shift across its body to different positions as if there's something under there, like actively. And this horrible, horrible, like squid face, tentacles that drape over
I spoke too soon.
3 protruding teeth. 1 comes from the top, 2 come from the bottom.
Oh,
It
hi,
had-
Cthulhu.
Wrapped around its head, some kind of rebreather that seems to be shoved into its nasal cavity. And it has 8 diamond-shaped red eyes, just scattered seemingly randomly across its face. And Crystal seems to bring you to this cell and just sort of laugh a little bit and lean against the concrete barrier. We like to poke fun at this one a whole lot.
Why would you interrogate a prisoner?
I
Especially
did
when-
not say interrogate. I just said we like to have a little bit of fun poking him, is all.
Why would you poke something that has tentacles on its face? What kind of weird shit are you into, ma'am?
Gives you this very odd look before going back to whatever weird train she was riding. Say hello to the new faces, Squidhead.
Squidward?
The creature very slowly approaches its cell and grips these very humanoid hands, just with like sort of disgustingly long fingers around the rubber bars.
Charlie waves.
So, Crystal, you call him Squidhead, but what is the actual name that this thing goes by?
Calls itself Gax. Quite the conversationalist.
Right.
I take it he's not a mutant from Earth. He's from somewhere else.
He from space or something. I don't know.
Well then. Where's that manifesto?
My God, we'll have it to you momentarily, I am sure. If you wouldn't mind standing here for a second, I can certainly go check if you're so eager for it.
Why
I
don't we all
appreciate
go
that.
check together, though?
No,
Like, why do we have to stay?
There are things, despite your high acclaim, you simply do not have the rank to see. Very classified, certainly you must understand.
I'll just say you want to keep your hentai stash a secret and we're good. You liking to poke squid face things and everything. I've seen this type of fetish before.
Abigail's just gonna gently place her hand over Charlie's
I see this
mouth.
kind of.
Gently. I
Crystal.
apologize.
Charlie's gonna lick Abigail's hand.
Oh,
We'll be here when you get back.
You better be.
Where can we go?
She gives this look and begins to walk off, and she is perhaps just out of earshot before the creature in the cage, Gax, leans its head against the rubber bars.
They will betray you.
Hi, nice to meet you too. My name's Ingrid.
Smooth.
You try coming up with a lie on the spot.
If I'm right, this one here has been the cause of a bunch of debate regarding if we should be keeping him alive or executing him.
I mean,
There's
this
only
is
one-
the American criminal justice system. Innocent until proven guilty, right? That works out so well.
More like the argument is if he's the last of his kind, should we wipe him out and make his entire species extinct?
I mean, they've done that to multiple animals on this planet. Do you think they're really gonna care?
Well, with what he can do, the people that don't like us wouldn't exactly mind having his power.
Oh, I was gonna say,
He has practical purposes.
there's only one reason that they're actually keeping them alive.
Gax, what makes you say that they're going to betray us?
Don't you see it? They rely so heavily upon you, and they hate it. They hate every second of needing you. They long for a reason not to.
I mean, they could easily lie and say we didn't show up. It's not that hard, people.
They could have, but
Yes, but that would put people like us on the run. And if we are put on the run, a bunch of people like us could go rogue and make everyone's lives miserable.
also a
So
lot
it's
of us
best to play nice.
most of us are registered, which means they know who to squeeze if we get out of hand. So, Gax, what would you suggest if you know as much as you do?
I would suggest you take the same route as I did. Destroy them.
You pin in that idea.
No.
I'm
Don't
only
wanna do-
I'm only against it because, unlike you, that jumpsuit is so not flattering for most of us.
I personally don't get me wrong. I don't like people for at the best of times, but no moral obligation.
Honestly, this is the only planet I could get a dirty water hot dog from, so I'm not gonna betray that. Charlie has her morals, everybody.
At this point, Juice is gonna thanks for the idea, but also no thanks.
Very well. Can't fault you. You seem to be knowledgeable, well-compassed people. But do not be surprised when the humans decide to stab you in the back.
Try getting stabbed in the front by a rat from Brooklyn.
Oh, we said we'd never trusted the military. We just make sure that we have the high hand at the best of times. Again, thanks but no thanks.
The alien creature very slowly lets go of the bars of its rubber confinement.
Is there any way to discern if he's been like physically treated well or badly while in his cell?
He looks okay. The only I don't know even what to call it, sign of misuse question mark, is there is a noticeable scar that's probably about an inch and a half across that is on top of his right shoulder. And that's very, very, very visible because Gax does not wear any clothes.
Okay. So he's naked. Got it.
Yes. If anyone's curious, it's smooth down there. There's nothing.
Good to know.
That's how we keep the PG rating, everyone. I don't mean to distract you, Gax, but how'd you get the scar?
Roll another wit for me.
I want to know how I got these scars.
Right. My wit is +5.
I want to hear more Camel say that.
+5, so 16.
16. So perhaps you may remember in my opening bit, one of the heroes who are no longer around to guide you because they passed away was Shock Trap.
Yes.
He had powers very similar to Storm Chaser, your resident lightning man.
Zippity zap, don't talk back.
The difference being Shock Trap could specifically only gain his electric powers by eating batteries.
We don't talk about it.
He could eat batteries and then he would empower himself with lightning. Gax has escaped prison once, and he descended on the town that's at the bottom of the mountain range And it is assumed, because he was stopped in the town's power plant, that his plan was to grab hold of the power conductor, absorb all the electricity, and go nuclear and just blow a hole where Wyoming used to be.
Man, I could have accepted that.
Eh, everyone
He
forgets
was
about Wyoming.
Do we really
Stopped
need Wyoming?
by shock trap. Gax made it to the power plant, was in the process of absorbing the electricity, like it was over. Shock trap had the idea, though, that what if he could absorb the electricity from Gax if he tried to eat him?
Okay.
The 1.5-inch scar is where Shock Trap bit into Gax's shoulder.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see that.
This did work. It did depower Gax. However, Gax did proceed to smoke him, like kill him on the spot.
What a way to go.
This is why you don't randomly bite people.
This is why you always cook your calamari.
You mean the word like?
Oh, I can do that.
So it did work. The point is, it did work. He did save the world. It's just that Gax is also a very formidable creature physically. He doesn't necessarily need his powers all the time to wipe
No.
the floor with you.
Gotcha. Okay.
Fair enough.
There is a singular sound that all of you hear, just like a little bit, like it's almost in the back of your minds. This sort of like crack, like an ice has, or I was about to say an ice block has been taken to an axe. Other way around. A
I just
hatchet
love
has been taken to a
blocks.
block of ice and has bitten into it, is what it sort of sounds like. Everyone feels the floor shift underneath them a little bit before an emergency siren blares. The emergency lights come on and some of the cells fly open, and this is where we're going to take our little break.
Ah, fuck!
Ah!
Okay, I guess I'll run an ad break on Twitch.
That's where a commercial would be.
True.
I'm
Yes.
gonna go scream.
Don't wake the neighbors.
If you'd all excuse me, I do need to get up, so
Yes.
Yeah, I need to go make a drink because I'm thirsty motherfucker.
Enjoying your new fancy cup, which you got from the Teespring.
Yes.
Good. Product placement.
Nice.
How good is it keeping cold things cold and warm things warm?
Shameless plug-in. Huh?
Is it good at keeping things cold and warm, or is it just kind of like a
Mhm.
average cup?
No, it's really good.
Oh, okay. I was looking at one. I'm
All
like,
the
maybe I'll get
ice
those
has
next.
melted, but it's still cold.
Oh, okay. I was looking at that or the stickers next. I'm like, I may get the cup next.
It's definitely good. It keeps cold things cold for a while. So
Oh, well, that's good to know. Especially with the warmer.
it definitely keeps it longer than any like normal glass.
Yeah.
So
The Squishmallow has arrived.
squish.
Beep, 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 beep. Ugh. I've been binging the OC for like the past 4 days. And I completely forgot that
Yeah.
the woman who married Hayden Christensen is in it. I'm just like, oh, right, you married Anakin Skywalker for a good decade. And half the cast of Twilight's in it.
Hmm.
The actress who played Rosalie, the guy who played Jasper, and the guy who played James from the first movie are all in it. And it's weird
I
as
haven't
fuck.
seen Twilight.
Oh my, how have you not seen Twilight? You were that age group of when it was
Because
like
I
popular
never
stuff.
saw Twilight. I never was interested in it.
But
See, here's
you
the
could have
thing.
joined the memes.
Here's the thing. That was a big thing when I was in middle school.
Oh, okay. So
and
you missed
everybody
part
was
of it.
reading.
Gotcha.
Everyone was reading. And I don't read.
So you
Like,
you
I'm
missed it by a little
still
bit.
very slowly working on the Harry Potter series.
That's fair.
I don't read. I watch movies.
The writer in me weeps.
I know.
It's all right. My brother is 25 now. Yeah, 25, and he finished his first trilogy. It was Lord of the Rings.
The thing is, I've read lots of books.
Mhm.
My cousin is a writer, so I've read a bunch of her books.
Yeah.
I've also read The Hunger Games.
Those are
I'm
good.
also reading Harry Potter. I've read like the first 2 Aragon books. I've read a handful of other one-off, books. But I think it's either the American education system that screwed me over, or I just genuinely don't have like the mental capacity and patience to sit down and read a book.
Only
So-
asking because with my brother, we had to test this. Do you do better with audiobooks versus the reading part?
Not really.
Okay. Because
It's literally because if I'm listening to an audiobook,
Mhm.
I'm getting distracted by everything I'm seeing visually.
fair enough.
If I sit down and read a book, I'm too busy about what's going on in my thoughts as I'm reading it that I have to reread the page like 5 million times.
No, that makes sense.
And
Um,
also, like, I'm busy going, how many pages left till I'm done with this chapter? Like, I don't know, ever since I was young, I've seen reading as a chore and not something to enjoy.
No, because my brother's like that. He can't do audiobooks because he just gets like unable to focus when he hated reading for so long. And that was our idea to fix it.
Mm.
But then he's like, he can barely do, well, he can do podcasts, but he has to do other things while listening, or he just spaces out.
Yeah. Now, I could probably listen to an audiobook and draw at the same time.
Yeah.
That way I would probably do a lot better. But finding motivation to draw and listen to a book at the same time, good luck.
You have the Synthesia, I think you said?
Have the what?
That thing where like when you hear something, you can artistically produce what you hear.
Yeah, synesthesia.
That's the word. I know
Yep.
terms that are close to Latin sounding. 'Cause I remember you did a thing for that with TikTok once.
Is really interesting. Now, the weird thing is that I have a very mild case. So
Yeah.
I can sometimes randomly listen to a song and see very different colors. Or sometimes I see an album cover before I listen to the song. And so I associate whatever colors is on the album cover with the song.
Oh, I get that. I get that. Can only imagine what would happen if you were listening to the what is it? The music that feels like it's going around your head.
What is that?
8D music.
8D. Yeah.
Thank you. I wasn't sure if it was 8 or 16. I'm like, it's one of the different numbers. I love listening to that when I'm writing. It helps focus. That and sending them to Icarus is funny as fuck because Icarus is always like reacting like a child
Yeah.
discovering Christmas presents. Also, I appreciated all of our moment of hello there's for Percy today. That was good.
You guys want a Reese's?
I would love a Reese's actually.
The tinfoil is still on it though.
You know what? You learn to eat through it.
I'm placing it on your hand.
Neat. And now if I had Reese's though, those would be gone. I had those Lindt white chocolate things. I went through the entire bag in like 2 days.
Mm-mm. See, the thing is, I love Reese's, and these mini ones are nice, but I prefer the like mini unwrapped ones that you can buy
Really?
in the bags.
You were the first person I know who likes those. Everyone else I know says they taste
I
different.
prefer them because
Oh.
they're small enough that
Well, that makes sense.
I don't have to worry about too much chocolate or too much peanut butter. It's just right for me.
Only because I know I can feel your pain already. I had a friend in high school who never had tried Reese's because he's allergic to peanut butter.
Oh,
So I just sat there like,
that's sad.
you're missing out on one of the joys of life that is Reese's. Like, how do you know joy?
I saw a Tumblr post that was like, I remember this kid in 2nd grade who was allergic to peanuts. And I had a Reese's, and he was like, I really want to try a Reese's, but if I have peanuts, I won't do well. I could die. And he goes, screw it. And he eats the Reese's and takes his EpiPen and sticks it into his leg and tells the teacher, I need to go to a hospital.
I'm gonna be real.
So this dude was willing to die for her Reese's.
I don't blame him. I really don't.
I don't blame him at all.
The same friend was allergic to red dye, like food coloring wise. He had never had most of the snacks we grew up with, like fruit snacks or anything, because of the red dye. And I'm just like, your life knows no joy. You're missing out on fruit roll-ups, fruit by the foot,
Gushers.
Yeah, Gushers, the zebra cakes that they used to sell, like all those things. I'm just like, good for your diet, but like, how do you not know? How are you not depressed?
This does not spark joy.
No, it doesn't. I would be like, I'm sorry, but we made the risk your life for the joys of food. I think he actually couldn't eat ice cream either because of the food coloring of some of the food.
Oh my god.
Again, it's just like, I'm picky and I choose not to eat certain foods, but being told you physically can't, I'm just like, oh, that's depressing. What did you get for a drink, by the way, Mitch?
I had some Earl Grey tea.
Hot?
Oh yeah.
Gotta make sure.
If you find me drinking cold tea, you have the right to execute me on sight.
Done.
He said it. He gave us permission.
Cue up every Southerner with iced tea or sweet tea going, what was that?
I forgot I had a video saved.
What video?
You remember this when I sent this to you, Kitsune? Oh god, come on. Work.
Oh.
And our children's children will remember tonight. They will tell the story of how we stood up to Pharaoh and how God helped us to be smart, to be educated, to stay in school, to go into finance, to, save, invest, maybe go on a vacation to the Adirondacks from time to time. But generally, be smart about your money. Okay. And be free. Yes.
I forgot I had that saved.
Oh my god.
I love that vid, and it's funny because Passover was
That's
not that
beautiful.
long ago.
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
Mel Brooks would be proud.
Oh god, yes he would. That and the Replenish video are my favorites. When you took a soda from the fridge, what did you do? I replenished. Exactly. My son doesn't fucking replenish. Well, that seems to be just a microcosm of a larger system of problems. Guy calls his fucking brother across the state to be like, your nephew isn't replenishing. Oh, God. Jews are a treat. Like, dear God. The sense of humor.
Oh no, I was going to say something, but it was going to be so bad, but we're live.
Just remember, if it makes me laugh, it's okay.
Okay, it just reminds me of that scene from Night of the Museum. Like, oh, such lovely people with their happy songs. They weren't happy. We actually have dinner once a year to talk about it.
Mitch tells his joke. I'll tell my really bad one too, so that if the ship sinks, we can go down together.
Okay.
This is how my stream gets turned off. Let's do it.
So James said, "Jews are a treat," and I was like, "Yeah, especially when baked."
Okay, that's a good one.
What the fuck, Mitch?
I've heard, for what it's worth, I have heard so much worse. That gets a chuckle.
Look, I am sorry. I am legitimately sorry. I don't know why my brain went there, and I
No,
do
that's actually
apologize.
that's a good one. That is a good one. It was a good turn of phrase.
Daisy, stop laughing. That's horrible.
Oh, that's good. Especially if he came up with like just like that in the moment. That's good.
You know, that's good wit. I like that one. Hannah, in case you're wondering, Mitch caught me in a Jew joke moment.
Okay,
Ah,
I guess it's your turn, Daisy.
mine's I don't even think is going to be nearly as bad. I'm fine if the ship sinks. It's just Mitch, honestly. It's a joke.
I mean, there's plenty of icebergs in the sea for us to strike at this point.
I want to say it was yesterday. I saw this joke. Is what do you call a non-binary samurai, or how does a non-binary samurai kill their enemies? They slash them.
They slash them. Okay.
Oh my
You know what? I called rights to sell it to Icarus. I'm calling dibs. Because I truly think Icarus would get a kick out of that one.
Yeah, that was good.
That's good dad humor.
So mine ended up not even being as bad as Mitch referencing baking the juice.
I mean, you know, at least he chose to bake us. It implies there's a recipe involved.
Yes.
Make sure it's
kosher. Kosher salt, we're fine.
All you need is kosher salt.
Also, Passover's over. You don't need to worry about anything rising.
Oh, okay. I don't feel as bad now.
Again, my rule always will be: if you get a laugh out of me, it's fine.
Okay, we do need to be careful.
Same here.
We gotta really be careful with jokes, though, and make
Yes.
sure we don't accidentally steer into another religion, because it is Ramadan right now.
Yes, it is Ramadan. Which
no, I rarely touch.
I will say to everyone doing Ramadan, I give you so much props because, dear God, I could not do that for 30 days.
Oh my goodness.
No,
I used to work with a guy who was Muslim at my old cafeteria, and we were working during summer during Ramadan. So poor kid was in the dish room most of the day. And we used to have a policy that no worker could make to-go meals to take home.
Yeah,
he was the only exception. Because the time he got off work was when he got to break his fast.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
so we would let him make whatever food he wanted and stuff, and he would take it home with him.
That's a fair trade.
Yeah.
But also, for those celebrating Ramadan, have a good, happy holiday.
Right?
Enjoy your Ramadan.
I'm trying so hard to find it. There's a comic someone drew of Tails and Sonic, and they're wearing very like typical like Muslim attire. And Tails says to Sonic, "Sonic, Ramadan is over. We can stop fasting." And it like smash cuts in on Sonic's face. It's never time to not go fast.
Daisy, we said not to make jokes during Ramadan.
I feel like that's skirting the border only because
it's not even my joke. I'm just saying, like, there's a comic that exists.
Yeah,
that's a skirting it. That's the line.
Anyway, don't go further than that line, definitely.
Anyway, who is ready to die?
I mean,
yes, but
wait. Are we talking about in game or literally?
Yes.
Yes.
Then yes.
Let's do it. Let's go.
Like, I'm so
We're going
excited.
in order of height.
I'm so excited because my triceps are starting to come in now. There's a definite line of muscle, and I'm like, yeah. Sorry, you're excited.
Yeah. Now for the killing.
I've been working.
Back to
I am afraid. Cue the fear.
So, just before our break, everything went sideways. Literally, you feel the room tilt around you. The emergency lighting comes on, which is all sorts of various different. It's sort of like a pink more than it is a red. There's a siren, like a very typical like air raid siren that begins to blare. Whatever shifts the building sideways causes many, many of the cells to be rocked open. And you best believe it does there is no hesitation when villains begin to just spring from their cells and run for freedom. The guards that are present in the building you're currently in, which is building A, try their absolute best. They raise their guns and start to try and fire upon the prisoners. They do get some. They do immediately disable a number of people. You see it's people. I'm going to say you see the people laid out across the floor. I can't say bodies because they don't kill anybody. It's very easy to tell that whatever the guards are shooting does not immediately ice anybody. Some of them do make it to the doorway. There are guards that attempt to give pursuit, and they do not make it out the door. As they come to the large steel doorway, the door is blown open and the guards are tossed across the floor. You are all stood in the very center of the room because Gax's cell is separated from everything else. There are prisoners fighting with guards in various different places throughout the cell block. The main entryway is filled with the sound of heavy footsteps as this mechanical beast makes its way into the block. This thing is, you thought your space station looked fugly. This thing has tracks instead of feet, has this big round water boiler shaped body. Massive arms on it that appear to be pulled around by a series of hydraulics. On its left shoulder, it sports what very clearly appears to be a missile pod that holds, for those of you who can count, 12 missiles. 2 of them are already expended. And on the right arm, with what appears to be a reserve tank mounted to the right elbow, the suit very clearly has a flamethrower. Cackling can be heard coming from the suit. It's very muffled. What's very funny about the laughing is it's not like there's any sort of system, it would seem, to project the voice outside of the suit. Whoever's laughing maniacally inside of it is laughing loud enough that you can legitimately hear them through the tin can they're wearing. And so we are going to engage in our...
Want me to smoke him out?
No one should target any of the prisoners alone. So
forget the prisoners. Go after the big one.
This guy's gonna be annoying. So we may. Yeah, we're gonna have to get rid of this guy first.
So for our weird pseudo initiative, I want everyone to roll speed twice and tell me what one your highest was.
Okay. 18.
19.
19.
23.
Jesus Christ.
I got a nat
My
20.
God.
Oh, fuck you.
My God.
These dice like the superhero game. They just hate every other game I play.
So out of curiosity, because 2 people got a 19, which of the 2 of you have higher bonuses to speed?
I have a +3.
I have a +4.
Okay. All right. So the order is going to be Jason, Charlie, Drew, and then Abigail at the bottom. So with your it's ridiculously high roll, Jesus Christ. You're first. Your first go. What's
Yes.
happening?
Pulls out my Eskrima staff and leaves it in staff mode.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm just gonna like lunge at it. Going to try hitting it.
Going to try hitting the big one.
The big one.
Alrighty. You can roll speed for me.
Speed.
You want to see some real speed?
That would be a +3, so 17.
17. It's very good that one of your innate powers seems to be luck.
Yeah, right.
Because as you lunge forward, craning the staff around to strike the mechanical suit, it glances off the front of its very rotund body.
Okay.
The reason you feel your innate luck tug at you is because whatever the suit is made out of, you're very lucky that smacking it with your stick didn't just break it.
Ah, it's a sturdy little bitch. Okay. Let's see. Was the DC enough to do damage at least?
You can tell that you did do something.
Okay.
Not necessarily damage.
No, but I did do something. That's
you
good.
scratched it. Like, this isn't some like weird like vibranium alloy stuff.
No,
like I'm telling you, like this thing is invincible and you should give up.
No. Yeah, obviously.
But whatever it's made out of is much more durable than your staff.
Duly noted. Huh. That's good to know.
After you, it is the guards who are going to roll essentially a morale check. Gosh, they do not do well.
Of course not.
Cowards.
It's less that they're cowards and more that they're just dudes. And so when like supervillains start like breaking out of their cages and fighting them, they're just like, I don't know what to do.
They know their pay grade. And this is not it.
Yeah.
No, not in the slightest. After that, we have Charlie.
Does this machine doohickey fuckwat look like it has like eyes or something?
It very clearly has what appears to be a visor.
Visor. I want to try to shoot a web at the visor to try to blur up its vision.
Okay. Can you roll speed for me?
Want to see some real speed, bitch? Fuck. 10.
10?
Oh.
Yeah, starting off great. Starting off fine. You failed me, Grog. You're going back in the bag.
Luckily for you, Charlie, Lady Titanium is not fast.
Wait, what?
She attempts to dodge and rolls contested speeds. She has a -1 to speed. And so the big, like, meaty sausage hand of the suit, like, comes up to try and block the web that you fire across the room, and it just splats right in the face.
Bullseye! And then I want to leap on top of one of the nearby cells, and then stay there and wait.
Very good.
Totally doing a Spider-Man pose.
Classic Spider-Man pose with the
Yeah.
bent knees and everything.
Bent knees and everything.
We have the random NPC criminals breaking out of the prison. This is basically just a roll to see how many guards they murder. The answer is 2. This time.
This time.
They're
There
dead,
also
Jim.
seems to be some, like, run-of-the-mill, like, little, like, no-name villains that you've never seen before and don't appear to be doing anything interesting. Like, one of them, his skin appears to be abrasive, and that's it.
Sandpaper Man?
Sandpaper Man. He's going and, like, banging on some of the cells that didn't open and is trying to free more supervillains. It's for whatever reason that tickles me so much that it's canon. That's Sandpaper Man. He's real.
I feel like he was a disgruntled Home Depot employee.
Took it too far one day.
Yeah, just couldn't handle it.
That's what happens when you eat the little package that comes inside your products.
Don't eat the silica.
And if you're gonna, but like, just don't.
Just don't.
So after the random NPC criminals, we have Drew.
Yeah, Drew is going to. He's gonna like. He sees the missile pod, and he's gonna try and like send like this small ball of electrical energy at it to kind of short it out and malfunction it.
Okay. Yeah, let's do contested speed again.
Okay. 18.
Hell yeah, she got a 6. The electrical ball streaks across the room. It's very interesting in like the red emergency lighting, seeing the color of the pulsing electricity just goes. Meow.
Nope.
It strikes the missile pod, which at first seems to like short it out. At first, there are these big arcs of white electricity that streak off of it before one of the streaks seem to clash downwards and essentially ignite one of the missiles, which blows up, which ignites the missile next to it, which blows up, which ignites the missile next to it, which blows up. So all 10 missiles just go. Lady Titanium is going to take, I'm going to say this is like 60-10 of damage. Give me a second.
Oh, Jesus. The Rube Goldberg machine of damage.
He takes a bunch of damage, but your attack only seems to make her more angry, and she shakes her large mechanical fist in your general direction because she can't see exactly where you are because she's webbed across the face. It's like the big mechanical hand goes up in the air and she's screaming, "Whoever that was will shove my fist up your ass."
Good luck finding it!
Well, missiles are out of commission, so we are. It's something. Uh,
I got it.
yeah, that's. Uh, Drew at that point is going to take a defensive stance, kind of ready for whatever's about to happen next.
Very good. We have Abigail after Drew.
Okay, so question: how much space is behind her?
There's probably only about like 20 or 30 feet behind her because she essentially just like came straight in the
Perfect.
front door.
Perfect. I'm gonna use like the equivalent of my movement, to streak myself through the air, and go behind her, and then for my attack option, huge wave of fire to heat her from the inside. So she's got a lot of metal.
Roll
really gonna oven this
strength for
bitch.
me.
Really-
One roll or two?
Just the one. We did the two for my weird
Just the one.
backwards initiative.
Gotcha. You gotta come out. You gotta come out of the tower. Thank you. That really sucks.
Your dice will come out when they're ready. Don't pressure them.
It's an 8.
Yeah. That was not good.
So you place your hands to the back of Lady Titanium's suit and very clearly begin to heat up the surface level of the metal.
Mm.
However, gosh, whatever the suit is made out of doesn't seem to conduct heat very well either. And as it is her turn next, your process is somewhat interrupted as she turns around to face you.
Oh yeah.
And again, you hear this horrible, like, shrieking chuckle from inside the suit. She's still blind, but she knows you were behind her. So she is simply just going to outstretch both of her arms and attempt to fall forward and just pancake you.
Oh god.
I will leave it up to you how you choose to deal with that, and that will determine your roll.
I want to go up, like straight up and over.
All right, if you could roll speed.
Come on, bro. 12.
12. So you get mostly out of the way. However, you do not completely avoid her attack. As she comes falling forward, she clips you, taking you both to the floor, and she lands on your right leg. You hear the crunch as essentially a 10-ton suit comes down on your femur. You are going to take 21 points of damage.
Ouch.
After that, we come back to the top with Jason.
Yes. So you said the fire didn't do enough to like be like long-term effective. That's what I'm looking for. Effective.
Not in the amount it was administered. The suit is metal, so you
Yeah.
could, yes, melt it. But
She just didn't have enough heat at the time.
yeah, it's based on, because you're a very smart man, I will tell you that you could burn the suit, but
Yeah.
you would need to like put it to heat for a very prolonged period of time.
Okay. Let's
Or
see.
or eat it into a volcano. You'd know that word would work too.
Well, I mean,
But you're in Wyoming, so you have a lack of volcanoes at the moment.
With that attitude, yeah, everything's lacking. Anything can be a volcano if you have the right, chemistry.
That's how Jason became a terrorist.
Terrorist, freedom fighter, all depends on who you're asking. He's going to. Is she still blinded by the spider web?
Yes,
Okay.
despite her extremely high intelligence, Lady Titanium did
Still
not
can't.
take the spider web off her face.
Hey, she's under a lot of pressure right now. I understand that kind of stress. If I was fighting four assholes, I would be kind of stressed out by things too. I'm going to. Okay, I'm gonna take my staff, split into two, and activate the taser ends. And the robot thing, does it have like obvious body parts, or is it just, as you said, like a hunk of metal that has limbs?
It really looks like a water boiler that has limbs attached to it.
Is there like a place where the limbs are connecting that's obvious, or is it just kind of like there's an arm, there's a leg, and there's a face?
Yes, there are very obviously like distinct body parts.
Okay.
Yes.
He's gonna take the taser parts and leap to try jamming them into like a joint.
Yeah, roll some speed for me.
And for the record, I do not care which limb. You can surprise me. Speed. I rolled a +3. That is 11. I'm like, what's a +3 again? So yeah, 11.
11.
Yeah.
You come down on top of the suit.
Yes.
And attempt to wedge essentially your taser ends into whatever sort of gap or crevice you can.
Zap.
It's very, very difficult.
Mm-hmm.
Not only because are these gaps smaller than your taser end,
Yeah.
but also you try your best to preserve your equipment so that every time like she thrashes in her suit and some of these gaps close, you have to pull away to avoid it just clamping down on your equipment and breaking it.
Gotta say that.
All I'm hearing is innuendos as you're describing this.
Get your mind out of the gutter.
Yes, Jam is attempting to achieve penetration.
But she's giving me the clamps.
Giving you the clamps. You have to be very, very careful because if she clamps too hard, you will just lose it entirely. It will break off.
This is why you gotta be practicing safe use of your equipment, kids.
Take care of your stuff.
Yep. Don't be a silly.
Adam Driver once told me, wrap it before you tap it.
At this point, we're just doing this torment page. The bit is continuing.
But yes, your attack is mostly unsuccessful. Yet again, you do nothing resembling damage.
Okay. But am I noticing any what's the word I'm looking for? Like with these attacks, is there any like indication that the lightning is doing anything? Well, the taser part of it doing anything, or is it just this is not a good strategy, move to something else?
The taser is perhaps useful.
Okay, so I am able to be like, okay, lightning, good. Okay.
Yes. As fire resistant as the suit seems to be, it conducts electricity like a son of a gun.
All right. That's good to know. Good. Okay, carry on.
Alrighty. After you, it is Charlie.
Charlie.
What can I do?
Your best.
All right, is she standing?
No, she is currently still prone on the floor, sort of thrashing about, because this suit is essentially just like, again, the best way to describe it is a water boiler body with limbs attached to it. She's sort of like a turtle,
All right.
where she flopped over on top of Abigail and is now stuck on the floor.
All right. Do I see Abigail at all?
Yes, it was only from like the middle of the leg to the ankle that was crushed. So
I am gonna shoot a web at at Abigail's torso, grab onto my web, and try to yank her from underneath.
roll strength for me.
Okay. This is gonna go well.
And for the sake of fantasy, we're also going to ignore the fact that that would tear her foot off.
Yeah, she'll be fine. She can walk it off.
It'll be fine.
She can walk it off.
That's a 12. How bad do I fuck up?
Sorry, I had to get up for a second. What did you get?
12.
12.
12.
It's almost a 20.
Almost. It's, yeah, it's
Eight is
a
right
20 in our hearts.
8 is right next to 20.
I'm going to say you are able to at least free Abigail, and Abigail is no longer prone, but she does not make it all the way towards you. And again, for the sake of fantasy, that does not just rip her leg off, which is very good.
Best here. That's all I do. I just want to save someone from getting crushed. Because that's what heroes do.
That's what heroes do.
Because I don't know how many actions I'm allowed to turn, so that's just going to be my action.
After Charlie, it's the guards. The guards are doing well. I get like they've like dropped a couple of random prisoners, but they're not faring very well. There's one that's like up on what appears to be like an overhead post, like a sniping position, quote unquote, who yells down at everybody, "Gosh, I think this isn't going very well." And then literally as those words leave his mouth, there is a villain that is capable of flight who comes up to him and just pulls him off the tower, and he Wilhelm screams and falls. He survives the fall because it's only like 13 feet. So he lives, but that's a lot of broken bones.
Yeah. The man obviously has not watched any movies. You never say that.
After the guards, it is Drew.
At this moment in time, Drew, Lady Titanium is still knocked prone, yes?
Yes.
Drew is going to land. Okay, so Drew is going to go over to Lady Titanium's body, for lack of a better term. Like put both of his hands on her tracked feet, and basically he is going to focus his energy through the entire exoskeleton to basically try and short it all out. Or at least most of it.
Roll strength for me, please.
Strength. Okay. That is a 17.
17.
Out of curiosity, would it be with advantage because she's prone?
Yes.
Also, just curious, should I be doing anything since I'm on top of her?
Oh, Drew is gonna warn Jason. You, unless you want to be a little bit charred, I'd suggest you jump the fuck off now. Okay, yeah, that's a lot better. 30, 20 for strength.
30, 20. Do you streak over to the flailing supervillain in their mech suit, grip the tracks on the bottom of the feet, and look up to Jason and tell him that he should probably get out before he's turned into calamari rings? And you squeeze and focus that energy through, and you feel the voltage pass through your muscles. It's this very strange sensation. You're not sure you've ever encountered something that is more of a lightning rod. It's almost as if as soon as electricity leaves your body, the metal latches onto it and begins to drain it out of you.
Okay.
Luckily, Jason sees the singular spark of electricity and is able to jump off just in time as the entire suit lights up like a Christmas tree. This big white light that some people have to shield their eyes away from. I want you to roll for me.
Mm-hmm.
40 12s.
Fuck.
All my years of D&D, I've never actually done 4d12s of damage in one.
I've never done this much damage. I need to find another D12. Where are you?
Would be a shame if something bad happened.
Hey, why can't I find a fucking D12? There we are. Oh, good Christ. 34 points of damage.
Yikes. You clearly damage the suit. You do not necessarily disable it in its entirety. But that hurt. That was very clear and visible damage.
Yep, that's all I can do.
Very good. After you, it's the random NPC criminals. So who are just, they're really just doing that. They're killing guards. They're breaking other people out. One of them has a great idea. He is a genius. He goes and he gets the axe out of the fire escape. And he approaches the cryopod and lifts the axe up over his head and brings it down on it. To his credit, it does work. It does split the pod open, but the release of gas from the pod, sub-zero gas that just bursts out. When he becomes visible again, this random criminal, the axe is still like in his hands, and he falls over and just shatters into pieces of crystal.
Oh!
Damn.
Everybody saw that, right?
Talk about a cold reception.
Oh!
A chill runs down Firebite's back.
At the end of the random criminal's turn, you do all see what appears to be a singular hand grip the outside of the pod that the humanoid begins to pull themselves free. And then coincidentally, it is Abigail's turn next.
Hold on. This is for my own sake of mind. Was it Sandpaper Man that just died? Like, I feel
No,
like we connected.
Sandpaper Man is at least smart enough to have read the warning
Okay.
on the pod that says
Okay.
immediate skin necrosis and was like,
Okay.
nope.
Okay, we developed a rapport last turn, so I want to make sure that he's still alive.
It's just some random criminal
Okay.
who's like, skin necrosis. Sounds like a bunch of government hoo-ha, and just hits it with an axe.
The anti-vaxxer has not read the sign.
Well,
Had to be sure.
Abigail's gonna like look at the Lady Titanium and then at the Sub-Zero pod. Fuck. And okay. She's going to send an explosion towards Lady Titanium to see if it'll, like, I don't know, do something, push her back, heat her up, something. She's like, I don't know what to do.
Roll strength for me, please.
Okay, please.
Dice gods.
Oh, that was very nice to me. Thank you. 22.
Perhaps funneling a little bit of the stress you may feel into the attack, you thrust your arms forward and perhaps even surprise yourself with the size of the fireball that you produce that streaks across the floor, leaving this like burnt black trail, and
Cast fireball.
strikes. I do not care how small the room is. I cast fireball.
I cast fireball.
My favorite boss.
Luckily, Drew has released his hands and is no longer hanging on to Lady Titanium when the fireball strikes her hard in the side and sends her skidding across the floor, and she lands against the entry wall upside down. So like with her head on the floor and her legs dangling out over her body.
good shot.
Next
Goes-
time you
For
next time-
damage, I would like you to roll for me. It's another 40-12, let's say.
Yeah.
This is why everyone has a lot of HP.
To be a little quippy, yeah. Jason's gonna be like, you should have lead with that move next time.
It's a one-off.
34 points.
34, Jesus Christ.
I rolled a 12 on the first roll.
Nice.
Yeah, she goes skidding across the floor. You are extremely lucky. The way she was laying from where Charlie is, gosh, what am I trying to say? The direction Charlie pulled you would have meant your fireball connects with her right side. Her flamethrower is on the left side, so you just happen to avoid hitting the flamethrower and blowing the canister and blowing Jason and Drew to Kingdom Come. So it all works out.
I'm sure we would have been fine.
And like
Something
Firebrand
I'm-
standing there like That's my turn.
After Abigail, it is Lady Titanium, who is not looking very good. She
Bitch.
like pulls herself from her weird position against the wall and onto her feet. Begins to like try and rip the webbing from her face before looking up across like the absolute chaos that her attack has caused, and just sort of like patting her own suit, and she just turns and attempts to leave.
Well, that's not fun.
Albeit, I'm going to go ahead and say the tracks don't work after Drew's attack, so her walking away is like she's on the moon. It's like, tunk, tunk.
She's leaving.
After her turn, we come right back to the top with Jason.
I have a thought.
I'm here for this.
It's one of those complicated things that require a follow-up after I do it. Like,
Grow more interested.
I do part A, someone else does part B.
So, okay.
So I know that the suit is susceptible to lightning.
Yes.
I also know that I have a stick that is made of metal.
I know where this is going.
Do you, though?
Yes, you're going to lightning rod her.
Kind of.
Kind of?
Kind of. Ooh, actually, no. Better idea. Saving the stick. Better idea.
Saving the stick.
Stick is important. We keep the stick.
Stick.
I'm going to get close to Drew and ask, as I'm doing all this, I'm going to pull out my line launcher.
Oh, I see what you're doing.
I'm going to launch it at where I'm intentionally focusing on this thing. I want to shoot it at where the flamethrower is.
Ah.
See, like I said, this is where it's going to be a person A starts, person B finishes.
Roll speed for me. Contest with her speed, which is not very good.
No,
Come
it's
on,
not.
buddy. Come on, buddy.
If you ever liked me, this is the one time to not fuck this up, dice. Wait. Plus 3, that is... I'm holding for suspense. That is a 21.
Jeez. All right. Me with her -1. Let me see what I can pull out.
If she gets a
So a net 20 would still be 19.
That's what I'm saying.
Heck no, that's an 11.
Yeah.
She tried.
She attempts, but her main form of movement, which was like the tracks, which made moving in this thing much easier, doesn't work anymore. Someone sort of grabbed those and
Who could that could have been? It's weird.
the line launcher extends from you and connects to the reserve tank for the flamethrower.
Excellent, excellent. Before my turn ends, I'm going to hand the line launcher to a certain Drew and be like, yeah.
That look
All
of
yours.
You know what to do.
I'll want it back when you're done.
Good plan. And you'll get it back.
But that will be the end of my turn after I hand it over to Drew.
All right, after you, it is Charlie.
Huh? Sorry.
I have used essentially the grappling gun to attach a wire to the reserve tank, and I then gave the grappling gun, which is still attached to her, to our lightning generator.
Alright, so we got Robo Bitch and some ice dude appearing.
Yes.
As well as about 20 to 30 random NPC villains just running around.
How many of them could I lasso? In like 6 seconds.
I'm gonna say a dozen. The web, as far as I'm aware, like the webbing material is decently stretchy, right?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say like a dozen people.
I'm just gonna try to start lassoing up a bunch of the prisoners if I can, so that they can't escape.
Okay, I'm gonna let you choose strength or speed.
Strength, because I am tiny girl. What the? Holy shit! 21!
Hey,
Nice.
two 21s back to back. Excellent.
All right, I'm just gonna roll a straight D20 because I'm gonna say the random NPC criminals don't have any bonus to strength.
Yeah. If they want bonuses, they need names.
That's a 9.
9!
Charlie is able to successfully make a lasso and spin it out across the room. There is a bunch of just random NPC villains who are running about the place. They're like, yes, freedom, down with the government, and they get lassoed, and you hear one of them
lasso
audibly.
and hog tie as many as I can.
One of the ones that was screaming about being free, when you lasso him and begin to tie them down, you audibly hear him go, gosh dang it.
Dang it! I'm free! I'm free! Dang it!
Dang it.
All I'm picturing is that cutscene from Far From Home where Spider-Man's in the restaurant just going thwip, 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 thwip.
Yeah.
And then lands on a chair going, huh, that was fun.
Mhm.
There are a number of criminals restrained after Charlie. It's the random, or it's the guards. Makes it easier on them. Less of them die as a result.
I'm doing my best.
All
And
for
that's
the
my
hot dog.
turn. Yeah.
The guards do not fare. They fare a little bit better, but only because they have help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my turn.
So after the guards is the man, the myth, the legend, Drew.
Being handled the grapple launcher. He is just going to really, really concentrate on delivering as much electrical energy into this down that line as much as possible.
As much as possible.
Yep.
Good thing I paid attention in chemistry.
Technically, this is physics.
Oh, I meant for the electricity plus whatever chemicals make the flamethrower.
True.
Roll for me, Will, please.
Will.
Will.
Danger, Will Robinson, danger.
That is a 15.
Concentrate as hard as you can. You dig deep and you push, again, as you said, as much as you can through the line. It reaches the tank. Not only does it reach the tank, but the tank, everything the tank is connected to is extremely conductive. There are these massive arcs of electricity that spark out from the actual like claw of the line before the tank, of course, gives your desired effect and explodes.
Sweet.
This is, now, if we had sunglasses where me and him just throw them on, we look all cool away from the explosion.
There is, gosh, it's very strange. It's essentially a fireball, just this massive ball of fire goes, gosh, 5 or 6 inches up into the air before crashing back down to the ground. And there's just this like smoldering mess left behind. There's actively a fire.
I like it. I like it. Obviously not as impressive as Abigail's attack, but you know, we do what we can without our powers. Well, one of us does as well as he can.
And he's doing great.
We're all doing good.
As your main target is defeated, I guess we're going to leave our pseudo initiative order. Everything is still quite the mess. There is a giant like wreckage of metal that's on fire outside the main door now. There are still a couple of random villains just running around, punching guards and opening cells. At this point, the cryo chamber splits completely open. And there is quite a familiar person that emerges from inside, and everyone gets a good look at them before it's almost like some kind of stun grenade goes off and smashes against the back of everybody's head, forcing you all at least onto a knee.
Ow.
Son of a.
There is not only a familiar face for Abigail stalking their way across the prison complex, but a very familiar one for Drew as well. Seems to just appear from a shadow one of the emergency lights creates. Just enough to make eye contact with him, just to acknowledge that they're here. Like, hey, yeah, it's me. Surprise. Before they step back into the shadows created by the flashing emergency lights and just aren't there anymore.
Oh,
Shit!
fuck.
When you all are able to regain yourselves and stand again, one amazing ice-powered person has made their way across the cell block. They were not striding towards you. They take up one very cold hand and place it upon a rubber cell, which freezes the rubber, causing it to break. Gax is let free of his cell, and everyone's heart drops a little, even like one of the guards physically drops his gun and pulls his actual like sidearm out, and you hear him scream, "Oh God, no, not like this." However, Gax takes his big meaty hand and wraps it around your ice friend's face and pulls him very, very closely and hisses something at him.
Rule 34. Rule 34.
Before tossing him to the other side of the cell block, where a number of prisoners have gotten the door open to pour into cell block B, and he disappears with them into the next cell block.
Fuck.
What is happening?
Great.
Gax very slowly stalks his way towards you all.
Oh, I've seen too much hentai to know where this is going.
Are we able to do anything, or are we still in that, like, kind of stunned?
You are recovered now.
Okay.
However much you can be.
Hold on. Okay. Jason's gonna pull out a couple small discs from his coat and throw them towards Gax.
Very good. You toss the discs, your hollow discs.
Yep.
Most of them land where you intend them to and produce their hologram.
Yes.
He is able to lurch forward and catch one, however. And he takes it and puts it straight in his mouth and bites into it.
Well, that's just rude. Those are expensive.
What little bit of machinery or what little bit of a charge was in there to make that work, he absorbs. And he transfers that into kinetic energy, which he uses to bound towards you faster. And he will, the same he did to your ice friend, grip Jason around the front of his head and lift him.
At that point,
Time to make calamari.
Drew is going to attempt to sweep across Gax's legs to trip him.
Hold on, before you do that, you said he's grabbing my face or my neck?
He's grabbing you around the jaw, like your mouth, basically everything below the nose, but nothing below your chin.
Okay, so like if I try to speak, it would be muffled?
Yeah.
Okay. As I'm lifted, I kind of want to throw my hand out to be like, don't do anything.
I'm going to roll speed to see if Drew will catch that signal in time. He does, thankfully.
Because that kick is kinetic. We don't want to add to his little absorption.
That's
And I can't exactly do anything.
I'm not rubber, so you can't zap us.
No, I can't. He will just...
Question
Yes.
for the DM. All the other villains and criminals, have they left the room through the other cell, or are they starting to head out?
Most of them had made their escape at this point. There are a couple of just like no names who are stood around like kicking guards.
Okay. Thank you.
Gax gripping Jason shakes him a little bit.
I could kill you all right now,
Please don't.
but you're not quite as skilled as I hoped you would be. Make a challenge. I'm going to show you mercy for now. But at some point in the future, you will have to worry.
Whatever you say, man.
Yeah, just... Okay.
I look forward to our confrontation, whenever that may be.
Maybe you should go see a chiropractor.
He very simply just releases his hand, dropping Jason to the floor, and just walks past all of you towards the main blown open door of the cell block. There is a single guard who comes from inside and like points his gun, and Gax gives him a look, and the guard puts the gun down. He's like, you know what? You're right. Just go. And the guard gets to live.
Jason is very thankful he has a mask because he does not think that would have been a very fun texture to feel against his face like that.
No. No, that is a correct assumption.
Some of the biggest villains are now out. That includes mine.
Yeah, you may want to go handle that.
I have no idea where mine is. I haven't seen
Mine-
her yet.
Mine's out too.
Are you shitting me?
First
Wait,
things
wait,
first.
you didn't see yours, Charlie?
No, I haven't seen her anywhere.
That is a cause for concern.
I don't even
First
know if
things
she's in
first.
this cell block or not.
Take stock. Gax is out. We'll deal with him later. Let's get everyone that's still here back where they belong. Firebite probably should focus on hers because, yeah, obvious villain is obvious.
We have a score to settle.
I would suggest. Don't like the idea, but we're kind of stripped for this moment. So take Storm Chaser. Spider and I can go round up the ones that are still in here and make sure hers is where they should be.
You guys just be careful,
Sounds good to me.
okay?
Yeah.
You too. Make sure there's no incidents like just before.
Marjorie, please tell me that you actually have an earpiece in this time.
Flicks the ear of his mask, going, "Why do you think I have the mask on?"
Good.
Besides, I got her. She you know.
Drew will go over to Charlie. When all this is done, and buy you a drink.
Let's just assume we survive this.
It's fine. We can go back home to the UK where the drinking age is 18.
That's assuming we survive this.
We'll be fine.
I have faith in all
I
of
have
us.
faith.
He'll do fine. And he'll kind of like pat on the arm like here.
Dude, you're still shocky. Stop that.
I can't help. Right. Bye, you ready?
No, but yes. We just give me a mental second.
We don't have a mental second.
Don't you think I know this?
While they're doing that, Spider immediately starts to leap and swing about and starts lassoing as many criminals as she can that are still in the cell block.
Very good. As like just random,
Yeah.
like somehow it's very confusing when you think about it. There are these villains. You were told by the warden that this was a place for people that couldn't be contained in a normal prison, but some of the people are running around. Like, as you're lassoing them, they possess such a little power level they can't even resist you, and it's like, why do they qualify for this place? Like, Sandpaper Man is literally just Sandpaper Man.
Yeah.
Hey, you take sandpaper to iron bars long enough, you're gonna break through.
That's true. It's cases like that where it's like, yeah, I guess we couldn't stick them in a normal prison.
Not only that, but could you imagine him in general population? That'd be just a nuisance.
Not only is Jason or Madra around to assist you, funnily enough, there is an inmate who still has his jumpsuit on that also assists you in putting other inmates back in cells, or like pointing out which cells they belong in more in. And if ever questioned, he sort of shrugs and goes like, I was literally in poverty before this. It's a hot meal. I'm not leaving.
To each his own, I guess.
Can't say blame them.
Yeah, really can't.
Not only that, but like, nice digs here.
Yeah. Nice digs. Rubber cell that holds Squidward in a freaking cryopod.
Again, don't they pay a mortgage?
Yeah, but the American taxpayers do. Oh
To be fair,
god,
don't
that
they-
got really deep.
They also pay for our place, and they probably have better dental than we do.
Don't
Probably.
remind me.
While I was discussing the game to a friend of mine, and I mentioned the giant super prison. They were like, "Do you understand how much they'd have to inflate the U.S. economy for that to exist?" The answer is a lot.
We'll shorthand it. We finally put a 99% tax on Jeff Bezos. And the reason we did it is because we found out he was the first supervillain.
Yep.
So we just seized all his assets.
Mm-hmm.
While we're mopping up in this ward, Jason's gonna try keeping tabs on who we've locked back up and making sure like no one specific is loose. Since Charlie's looking for hers and he's obviously keeping an eye out for some of his.
Yes, neither of you see your specific villains in this block, but that could just be because there are 3 cell blocks. There are a couple of noteworthy ones, I guess, you put away. The brain got out, but he doesn't have legs, so he's actually extremely easy to just scoop up and put back in his cell.
I'm just going to suggest, because, you know, Brandon will Charlie web him back in, because gross. Just, you know.
I just kind of... And kind of like those like sticky hand things that you can smack around. I just throw him back into his little like formaldehyde little jar he was sitting in.
Those things used to make me, I don't know, like itchy for some reason. Like, not that I had like an allergy, like it just really grossed me out that you'd smack something and be like, yeah, cool, and then pull it back and it'd be dirty. It'd be like, oh god, that was on the wall. You yeet the brain back into his cell, however, he is shaking his tiny little hands, screaming about how you rule the day.
I shoot some webbing over his mouth so he'll shut up.
His hands are too stubby to attempt to rip that off, so...
Jason's gonna like stare from behind and be like, I probably should know this. Does that stuff like dissolve eventually?
You know, I never stick around long enough to see.
I kind of hope it doesn't, but I feel like that might be bad for his health.
He's a brain.
Yeah, and that's why I'm curious.
Let's just lasso up the rest of these guys.
Yeah. I'm going.
As the two of you are cleaning up cell block A, two of you have moved down to the adjacent hall to try and make your way to cell block B. It's a sort of like cramped hallway. Like you feel like this hallway doesn't meet fire codes, but that's not the craziest thing that's happened today, so maybe that's not a concern. As you're moving through the sort of cramped dark hallway, you feel a breeze come from somewhere. And it's very strange because you are like definitely inside. You are super inside. You don't see vents or anything of the sort. You reach cell block B. Cell block B is in quotation marks because you come to the wall that connects the iron hall between cell block A and cell block B, and then there's just nothing. You see the Teton mountain range. The side of the mountain has just been blown out. Cell block B is gone in its entirety.
Something's been playing around in my mind and I'm not liking it. Isn't it
What is it?
Isn't it convenient that apparently there's a file that was a month missing for this visit, and then suddenly there's a prison breakout?
Hmm.
When apparently they have a sparkly, clean record.
Yeah. I think you're onto something.
Where the hell is Cellblock B? Should we get an aerial view?
Yeah. She'll fly up into the air to get a better view of everything. If she could see anything.
Yeah, Drew will do the same.
The two of you take flight in order to gain a better vantage point, and you see the destruction of whatever happened here. There are mangled parts of structure down over the side of the mountain. The cell block isn't just gone. Like, it didn't just get up and disappear. Very clearly, like, something destroyed it. There's a lot of the pieces still visible. There is damage done to the landscape.
Over the comms. Is it cell block B and C that's gone? Or is it just B?
C appears to be completely fine, which strikes you as very odd because Lady Titanium attacked A. Something happened to B. B is just gone. Like, it looks like something stepped on B. C is totally fine.
Guys, Cellblock B has been destroyed. Absolutely annihilated.
But the weird thing is that cell block C is untouched.
That's
Someone came for cell block
suspicious.
B.
Something large broke out.
Tells me Cellblock C is the origin. How goes it with cleaning up A?
You know, no different than having to clean a room after a rager.
The brain may suffocate after this, but I really don't care.
My question is, if Lady Titanium had attacked cell A, then what the hell was in cell block B? What was so important in there?
I don't know.
We'll figure it out after we get C under control. Any sign of your cold friend?
I don't see anything, do I?
No, it's after, like, peering down to see if you see anybody. Not only do you not see who you're looking for, you don't see anybody. The building was totally destroyed. It's crushed. You see the rubble. Not a single body. Not even a guardsman body. Just rubble.
I don't see anybody. Like, no one is out here.
So,
No.
did that building just get destroyed when the initial breakout started?
Can we tell if this is new or not?
If this is, like, something unheard of, or...
No, if the damage was recent or not.
Like, did this building get destroyed when the alarms went off and people started breaking out? Or did this like just happen now and somehow we did not notice? Like
This
when we all
somehow
got
happened.
stunned suddenly.
Yes, yes. That timeline probably fits up. When something struck you all and forced you to your knees is likely when Cell Block B was iced, because there is still actively rocks trickling down the mountain, so there's still some kind of inertia left there. It's very recently destroyed.
Shit. It must have happened when we all got stunned. When that cryo dude got busted out of his capsule. Remember how we all kind of fell down during that?
Yep, Dr. Frostbite.
Frostbite, really?
Yep. He's my nemesis.
That was a chilly reception.
Pain in
you
the
got.
ass, for one.
That's definitely a chilly reception he gave us, no pun
Really?
intended. Okay, so when he finally broke free of his cell, that's when that shockwave hit all of us. That would have given enough time for the building you guys are at to get destroyed. This question is, who did it?
Who did it? Why? And what was in there?
On the ground of Subbly, are there scorch marks?
No,
Or is it just rubble?
it is just rubble. There is no scorch marks, no evidence of anything like elemental, quote unquote. It looks like whatever destroyed the block, just raw physical force pancaked it.
Well, there's no scorch marks on the ground of Subblock B, so there's no explosion. It just looked like something just crushed it.
How, though?
Does Lady Titanium even have the strength or capacity to do that?
Not likely. Also, she would have had to have another thing waiting for her. And we did kind of cripple what she had on her.
All right, let's
Just a-
regroup. Go on.
One thing at a time. Focus on what we can. Deal with the rest as we go.
Something tells me we need to get to Subblock C together because they may have the answers we need.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
And DreamWorks makes Shrek. What? Somebody had to break the tension?
Charlie, thank you. Kind of needed that.
I
I
try
love
my
you so
best.
much, Charlie.
I try my best.
Drew, we'll head back to A
Yep,
to regroup.
same.
We'll meet back in Cell Block A. At this point now, there are guardsmen arriving. And they're checking on everything, making sure that cells have been properly resecured, and so on and so forth. As the four of you reconvene in A, they approach you all with an air of caution. One of them even seems to be like very like twitchy, nervously, like sort of half aiming his weapon.
Buddy, if we
go?
wanted to kill you, we would have done it already. You can lower the gun.
We're the ones trying to help you.
They don't say anything to you, but they're like very clearly like shook.
Where's Crystal?
One of the guards does like sort of lower his weapon and shake his head a little bit and pull off his helmet. She was off in the office, which is in a connecting custodian building to cell block B.
Okay, so it's most likely she got pulverized.
Is the office still intact?
No. Nothing from B appears to be intact.
Were
the
any of
event-
those records digital and found, and can we find them in another area?
Most of the records were digital. Yes, this is 2018. However, I'm not at liberty where to tell you to find them at the current moment. I believe protocol
Liberty
states you're going to have to talk to
aside,
somebody.
Liberty aside, my dude, you might as well just give us those records now so we can know who the fuck we're dealing with. Because I don't think you've noticed, but at least 3 big supervillains have broken out. Possibly more.
Listen, I don't get to make the rules.
I shoot a web towards his gun, so if he tries to, shoot at me, it's jammed now. You may not make the rules, but I think we have higher jurisdiction than you do right now.
This place was
You are
supposed
the
to be
ones
what,
who called us to
impenetrable?
help.
At this point, fuck liberty of information, fuck protocol, fuck whatever is classified. We are technically classified personnel. We have clearance. So if I were you, I would get copies of the records now, or we have the resources to find them ourselves.
Here's the kicker. If you don't give us those files, and the world goes to shit, everyone knows who to blame, and it'll be you. For not helping us out.
Isn't that technically an obstruction of justice, Charlie?
Yeah, this is technically an obstruction of justice right now.
Your move, boy.
He like looks at his jammed gun and just tosses it. Clearly like balls his fists up. He's not happy. But sighs and turns on his heels, makes his way out. He gets a couple feet away before he stops and turns back to all of you. This very, very conflicted look across his face. She's dead, by the way.
We figured!
He
That's
just
why we're
nods.
asking you to get us the files.
Shakes his head at Charlie. Yeah, my boss. Yes, obviously. I just told you that. I mean, to her. And he points to the now cooling slag that used to be Lady Titanium.
Well, that's one less villain we have to deal with. Now, are you gonna give us those files or not?
Just give me a minute.
I'm counting.
And he
1,
turns and
1,000. 2, 1,000.
finishes his leave.
3, 1,000. 4, 1,000. I am counting every second.
During all this, Jason's going to check what remains of Titanium stuff to be sure that she's dead.
There is what appears to be like a small medical team already there.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like actively like cutting the melted suit away.
Okay.
There is an arm already on a stretcher.
Oh, jeez.
Wait, like the mechanical arm?
No, like an old lady's arm.
Ooh.
So Lady
wait a minute.
Titanium was 73.
Oh my god! Did we just kill an elderly
Oh my
lady?
lord.
Oh, fuck!
Well, she's the one who came in guns a-blazing, so...
Is this considered Cenacide?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Are we really the heroes here?
Well, that's why I said that's why Jason's like checking. Is it confirmed that she's actually dead, or they just haven't gotten her out to determine it yet?
It's an assumption.
Okay.
It is an assumption. They can neither confirm nor deny because they're still trying to cut her
Yeah.
out. And so stood around waiting for answers. Everything slowly fades to grayscale and the words "to be continued" slides across the screen.
I figured that was gonna be where I was like, wait a minute.
Very late.
Please, can we do more of this?
Oh god, I need to flesh out Midnighter's backstory now as a villain.
So with her production and everything, to my knowledge, Alice is already called out of next week, so I've already assumed next week is too.
Yeah.
Which is why, like, I didn't feel bad about, because earlier I had said no episodes are canon to the last one, but because I'm under the assumption that we're going to be slamming them back to back, to be continued. It's a two-parter.
Yeah.
Well, it's not the first show ever to do like a two-part of first episode.
Sure.
This will be a extended pilot.
Yeah.
Extended pilot. Just be lucky I didn't go the Walking Dead route and put the pilot in black and white.
I mean, Paige and I can literally edit the vids to make them grayscale in 2 seconds.
Please no.
On the term of things to edit, that's like low tier effort involved. Oh, look, grayscale feature. Click.
Also, I apologize if Charlie is too much.
No.
Oh, no, not at all.
No.
She's amazing.
It's the perfect amount of extra.
Given the makeup of the team, she has that level of young hothead.
She's the Gen Z.
You can tell Jason's very like done with the like youth version of the hero stuff. He's kind of like, this is not fun anymore.
Mm-hmm.
This is not fun anymore, but you know, got my own place, and I'm away from people.
Thank you, everyone, for joining me for this thing. It happened.
It did, and it was good.
It was amazing.
Still don't know what to. In my notes, this whole project is still just labeled question mark, question mark, question mark, superpowers, question mark, question mark, question mark.
I demand more.
Tell me more, tell me more.
Does he look like a bitch?
Does he look like a bitch?
The amount of times Mitch and I sync up on this is probably a sign. I'm not sure if it's a good or a bad one yet.
Were we separated at birth?
Yes, thank
Long
you,
lost
everybody.
brothers.
No, don't imagine it. It was fun. Gave me a break from the DMing spot. Gave you a chance to flex yours.
The amount of serotonin it brings me to actually play as my own superhero character. All the serotonin.
I gave it about a month before you had the cosplay done.
That's the thing. I want to do it. I just don't have the materials to.
Well, now you have a reason to go get the materials.
I know. I want to so bad. I don't really have the skill yet.
Not
Oh
with
yeah,
that,
because
too.
I forgot what her outfit was. Yeah, I had to remember what her outfit looked like.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you, Daisy, for this. This was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Disclaimer: Kevin Conroy will not lead us every week.
Damn. That's fine.
That
Son of
would
a
be
bitch.
quite costly.
I mean, at that point, you might as well just be like, dude, can we have a contract where you just like show up?
Yeah.
To deal with his agent, then I don't know if I want to do that.
Oh, it'd be fine.
There were worse agents to deal with.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, that was good. I liked it. It was good.
It was so fun.
I hope it lived up to expectations, because beforehand a lot of people were like, gosh, I'm so excited. It was like, oh well, So I hope this isn't. I hope this is as. It's 2 a.m. I'm going to bed.
You need to go
Yes,
to bed.
please go to
and
bed.
We are gonna end the stream here. Thank you everybody who
Yes.
tuned in for the Superhero One Shot. We'll be back next Wednesday with part 2 of it. So everybody sleep well and have a great rest of your week. We will see you on Friday. Bye.